During the university entrance exam, I got all the extra questions right on purpose, just to be placed as far away as possible from the beauty of the institute. Upon leaving the exam classroom, the group of Ayla jumped on me with her usual mockery. Jack, she says he didn't do well this afternoon. You better give the blank exam, or you will never have another opportunity to hang at his feet. The whole group burst out laughing. I looked at him with I nodded and said okay. But inside I thought, if anyone wants to be his lapdog, let him be his lapdog. I have finished. I turned and called right there to our butler. I cut off the last penny of the help we used to give to his family and had them thrown into the street. She called me 99 times, made a fury. I did not answer a single one. Now you are panicking, right? Where was all that energy before? In my past life, I was the son of the richest man in the country, and yet I had humiliated at the feet of this daughter of my own family to marry her. I started the company that my father left me, directly to your name. She spent my money without qualms, while falling in love with someone else, spoiled her boyfriend to the extreme, treating him like his precious pet, while he treated me like a servant. On her wedding day, I called her to ask her for money, for treatment. She said cold, all these years in which you have clung to me have been a nightmare. Shaq, do them all a favor, and be reborn. While I died at last, I saw the woman holding me up and I understood it, the heiress of the elite that I'd once rejected, had been waiting for me all this time. When I opened my eyes again, he called me again in the last year of high school. I had fallen asleep that year, collapsed on the desk, when she shook me to wake me up to. Rian's stomach hurts, go buy him antacids, and then bring him the poison from thee. With plenty of meat. He is very thin. He asked to eat more. Ryan was hunched over his desk, surrounded by people looking out for him, as if it were. Everyone was discouraged by his stomach. And of course no one cared more than Ayla. And I was the puppy. Ayla's hurt, sleeping in class every day. And at every break I brought him food, bought him drinks, and ran errands. Now that I knew I had been reborn, to see Ayla's face, I just felt like laughing. Who he thought he would treat me like. Seeing me standing there doing nothing. Ayla told me what she's thinking. Go and do it. Quickly approached Rian and patted him on the back. Rian looked me out of the corner of his eye and told Ayla, it's not okay to send Jack. I'll go, whatever. He loves to do this. If I didn't ask him he would be angry, right Jack? She looked at me, forced a smile. I didn't say anything and went to the. This time I queued up and took 2 complete menus. A close colleague saw me and let out a giggle. Again, going to look for the queen's breast. She likes Rian, say. Someone of your level, not a nobody like you. I asked coldly how nobody made fun of me. You are the son of a servant. You go with her to school too, daily, and you think you really can. Marrying her wakes up such a dumb guy. He liked you. He will spend his life as a servant for his family, washing his clothes, sweeping their floors, changing their children's diapers. I let out a bitter laugh. She said that I was the son of a servant I liked. That was the only reason I left him. Go with me in my private car to school every day. But somehow in the eyes of others, she had become the rich one, heiress, and I became the servant's son. To see me ask something like this, the other person rolls his eyes, as you wish, only carries our chest back before it cools down, laughed again. The people around me joined in, laughing at the lapdog, laughing at the fool who dared to dream. The doorbell rang. Jack left, but I didn't go back to class. I sat next to the partner, and I ate only the 2 meals. I couldn't remember the last time I ate a meal. Really, without money, decent food was impossible. I would wait for the market to be about to close and would rummage through the vegetables left by others. The meat was pure fantasy. Finishing the 2 courses barely took away my hunger. When I went back to class, the first doorbell had already rung. She raised the sight and spat out, why he comes back so late? Where is the drug? What medicine? Asked for. I looked at her with impassive expression. There was no trace left of the warmth of yesteryear. She stared at me in silence. Antacids for Ryan. I told him his stomach hurt. No, hey. Can't even take care of something so simple. I looked at Ryan, who was indeed pale. What is Ryan? Exactly for me, why I would have to buy anything from him. Ryan's family was not well financially, but since he and she approached, she filled him with attentions. And every time my father gave me something nice, she would give it directly to Ryan. Even the watch that Ryan, at that time, they had bought it between the 2 of them with my card, with my money, enjoying everything I do, and treating me like an employee. She said, Jack, you want to put together a little number. Keep it up and don't blame me if I ignore you. Soon you will be begging me to forgive you. I stared at her. Almost fun. Exactly why I need your forgiveness. What I did wrong when I dare to argue with her. Everyone else looks. Since when did you get value? She was disconcerted. Stared at me. Remembering when I crawled to her. Warned me, well, don't come home with me this afternoon. But he felt yes clear. I walked to my seat, and I felt as if his words had barely, based on a casual and effortless agreement. Bree, who was sitting next to Rayan, immediately intervened. Excuse Jack, what is your problem? All I had to do was buy medicine. Couldn't even do it, don't you see that? Rayan is not well. I gave him a cold look. Then you go buy it. Bree was outraged at her job. Why would go? I have nothing to do with Rayan then. Why it would be my job? Bree pointed the finger at me. You are the servant of Ella's family. That's not what it does. That got on my nerves. I turned towards her. You've been there, saying to the people that I am the servant of your family. She shuddered a little when I looked at her. It certainly wasn't something she would have said. People had openly assumed it. Seeing her arrive every day in a luxury car, she never corrected them. I would never tell anyone that his father was just that she was his daughter. Somehow, it was me who wrote the scandal. She came over and sat next to me. Well, move the medicine, and I will get it. Thought it was just simple. Jealousy that my refusal to do anything for Rayan was due to, simply because I sighed for her. Took a look at me. So where is the food? There is no medicine in agreement. But at least he has not eaten. Someone had already told him that they saw me take 2 trays. I said quietly I'd ate it. How he ate both. She seemed almost personally offended as I felt. The guys in front turned around with a disgusted look on their faces. What are you, an animal? Moves 2 whole trays. Or 2. Lick Ella's boots. And to look over my shoulder before I give them. Plantation face wore Ella's group, and I had wanted to stay on good terms with them, in the hope that they would speak well of me. Then I realized that he had been too tolerant. Every time I would invite them to something, I would pay for it with my money. I said calmly, with my own money. 2 trays, or 20, no one cares but me. The kids in front of them kept quiet, and his gesture was offered. One murmured. Their own money. Ella's family doesn't pay for everything she has, but Ella was already casting smoke, especially because I had not brought him the oxygen. I had not eaten anything. Anger overflowed. Jack, you had it for yourself, said. Let's see how long this holds up. Took his things, and told Bree change seats with me. Sit next to him. Every time he got upset, that was his punishment. Refused to sit next to me. At the end of the day, I had begged for that seat. She was supposed to be my tutor, sitting with me to help me study. But well thought out, she never taught me once. He only gave me orders. I thought the change would destabilize me. It wasn't like that. I ignored it. She had not eaten. Rian was still suffering from stomach pain. She sat close, with a gloomy gesture, looking at me at the window. This time I was really furious, and I was already planning what I would do when I came back, crawling to apologize after school. The Maybach was waiting at the entrance. I went straight towards him without looking back. At that point, the whole school already knew that I had confronted with it. Everyone expected to see me fall flat on my face. As soon as I entered, without thinking about it, the whispers began to run. Did not refuse to invite her to lunch, and now he wears a cap in his car, the son of a servant, behaving as if he were the young gentleman. She hasn't even arrived yet and he is already gaining confidence. She is too patient. If I were her, would have fired some time ago. To that ungrateful nobody. I'd heard every word. I didn't care. I sat in my seat and told the driver, let's go. The driver looked me out of the corner of his eye. But the lady, Ela, is not here yet. Let's wait a little longer. Sometimes Ela was late for the student council. I always expected. He also expected that. But today I was telling him to leave. The driver was not going my orders, and in fact he would side with her. I almost laughed. Uncle Steph, my father has only one son, me. Since when do we have a lady? You both had a fight, said Uncle Steph, worried. Do not worry, I'll talk to her, don't bother, just dry. I don't want to go with her. And I don't want to see her again. Steph hesitated without moving. The best that no one knew to what extent he used to give in to his daughter, every time he said something to which I would never dare to reply. I thought that even if he ignored me, the worst thing I would do would be to let Alice will scold me a little. I was already beginning to imagine a future in which the family fortune and his daughter will take everything. It had long ceased to be seen as a simple driver already played the role of father-in-law. Is he going to drive or not? I frowned. My father. Playing time, wanting to fire him. It was rumored that the uncle Steve played on his own, and my father did not like to have someone like that around him. But at that time I had lost my mind. I had always defended it, and I understand it, in the post, because while she was also following. Praised, I told everyone he was great with me. That was the only reason why he still had this job. And now he didn't even listen to his boss. Arrived just as Uncle Steve saw her. At the door he jumped out of the car. She approached with Ran, holding it with the arm to help. Staying up the guy. Steph opened the door. She moved to help Rihanna. For my feelings for her, just to keep it close, had let Rihanna accompany us on a daily basis. The driver would leave Ryan first, before taking us home, and in the mornings I woke up early in the morning only to pick up first and Ryan before Ryan could get in the car. I intervened. No one said she wasn't coming with me today. And yet there she is by my car. The teacher looked at her without being able to believe it. What's wrong with Jack? That's her car. No, it does not. Let it upload. They all started talking at the same time. She stared at me with a tense face. I had no idea what was happening to me today. I didn't give it to him. Naib Alpa has to do this. I have decided to forgive you about the Jack. If you keep it up, I don't need your forgiveness. Go home on your own. Don't come back with me in the car, but pay attention to the consequences. His face paled, and then blushed. I knew that in front of everyone she was the wealthy girl. If I didn't get in this car, his entire image would fall apart. Put his hand in, pulled me out of the car in one fell swoop, and then came out to Rian to enter. She does not force it. I admit that the truth can affect me. I had forgotten many things from before, but seeing his face now, I still did not understand. How could I put up with it or think it was someone worthy of loving? She ignored me completely. He was not interested in reasoning. He turned to his father. Drive the guy. Steve left by car, and I stood on the sidewalk. The teacher looked speechless. I couldn't keep my composure. They laughed out loud. He deserves it. That's what happens, because he is so. I took out my phone. It was the one he had bought, a Nokia. Cheap, which at most would cost a few $100s. To impress her, I gave him the iPhone, new one that my father gave me for my birthday, and in return I kept this thing. Then I thought it was a way to protect their pride. Now when you look at that sad telephone excuse, I almost laughed but called my father. A moment later the Maybach reappeared. Stopped by the door. Except that Uncle Steve came down with a young gesture. Master, it was clear that he had just received a reprimand. Get them out of here. I will not share the car with them. Uncle Steve turned towards the car. She was already helping Ryan down. Both of them were left unawares. Ryan seemed shocked. Jack, if you have any problems with me, okay, but you don't have to mess with her. She has always been good to you. She stopped him by raising a hand. Don't be upset. When both of them were out, I went upstairs. Before we left, I rolled down the window. I smiled and waved at her with my hand. Goodbye, Uncle. Steve crossed my gaze in the rearview mirror, clearly without expecting me to go so far. Young master. Began with caution. Discussions happen. Don't take it so lightly. I'll make her come and apologize. Even if no one takes her, she will surely have to go by bus. Who knows when he will arrive home? Others may go by bus. Why can't Uncle? Steve has forgotten who signs his. If you have a problem with me, he's free to stop giving me all the lectures because he believed that his daughter could keep my family's money. Stop treating me like his employer. If I hadn't called my father, he would have stood me up without a second thought. The guy. Steve immediately remained silent. Back home it. Chen greeted me at the door. Young master, you are back alone. Where is the lady? She this is. There is no longer a lady in this house. He said Aunt Chen. When he had finally regained his mind, the young master had also treated her for so long that both she and her father had completely lost sight of their place. Aunt Chen had wanted to say something many times. Never dared, because he knew it would bother me. Now when he heard this from me, he felt uncomfortable. Moved, she looked at me. They were always been the kindest to me of all the staff. But before, as I used to take care of Ella's things, I had had an unfair resentment for it. After she took over the house. In my previous life, the Aunt Chen was the first one he fired. I remembered it when I looked at it. My eyes were stinging. I'm going to climb on top, I said, of course. Oh, Miss Sophia has come. Should ask him to leave. Sophia came often. But like my father, he chose her for me, and I was with her. I came to resent even its mere existence. Whenever he came to me, refused to see her, she only had someone escort her to the exit. In the end, we had hardly even crossed paths. But when I was dying, his men took me to the hospital. She never forgot she was my fiancée. Stop, Aunt Chen, I'll see where she is. in the backyard playing with Snowball. I went out into the backyard and saw Sophia feeding Snowball. I wanted that dog, but she said she didn't like them, so we stopped approaching, and there I was, Sophia totally at ease with Snowball. I wear the blue uniform of his school, the most common in the world, and yet somehow made it look dazzling. At the thought in what he had heard about her before she died, a woman who had everything and that she had spent those years alone, my eyes turned red. Sophia finished fondling Snowball and looked up. I was standing on the threshold. She didn't hear me coming. Began to approach, but held back by remembering how much I had always disliked him, and he stopped. Young Murjiak. Sophia was beautiful, but he had a composure unbecoming of his age. I was the same age as me, and yet he behaved like someone from 20-something years. Academically, had occupied the first place in the entire province, was the only person she couldn't stand. She always said that Sophia's success was only the fruit of privilege, that his family had given him all the resources and advantages. That was the only reason she could be so good. If I had what she has, it would be just as good. Every time Sophia Ella's notes came up, could not hide his, and I let him get infected too. Had begun to treat Sophia as an enemy. But to be honest, we hadn't even spoken before. She had never done anything to me this time. I contained my feelings and asked in a low voice, needed something. I just came to see what Sophia was like. By not responding, knew how to interpret the situation with elegance. I know he doesn't love me. Here I will leave. I didn't even expect to see myself. I actually only came for Snowball. That I came out was already more than I expected. Was about to leave. I spoke before I could paint myself. Would like to stay for dinner. Sophia was paralyzed. He looked at me with real surprise. His fine with the sun of the sunset landed on me, softening it all. Of course, she hadn't come back yet. She was playing Ran. He would have delayed dinner for her without hesitation, to see me ready to eat as soon as the ent. Shen was surprised. We are not going to wait for Miss Ella, so that the house staff had become so to seeing me turn around it, that now that I had stopped doing it, they didn't know what to do. Aunt Chen did not insist further. Of course I will also tell the guy, Steph, who doesn't need to come tomorrow, and never the aunt. Chen stopped and corrected himself. It was not his turn to ask questions. Okay with his father having officially fired. I finally sat in the dining room. Sophia had been looking at me sideways. As soon as I sat down, he immediately looked away. I didn't expect her to be so nervous. That made me want to sting it a little bit. Why don't you look at me? I am so unpleasant. My grades can be horrible. But I'm not that bad at watching. If she hadn't made me so sick, it would never have ended like this. Sophia turned to me with a serene expression. You are not. If you looked closely. My ears were totally red. I smiled. By the way, I have heard that your notes are incredible. She was not to me being nice to her. They are fine. Said you know some good private teacher. I could use a recommendation. Having him there was not an option this time. You can't go through life at tricks, assuming that my father would always protect me. In my previous life, I almost never opened a textbook, as long as I had the opportunity. I was going to change it. Sophia had contacts with a tutor that she recommended. Would surely be worth it. A tutor, and she had heard that my tutor. She was a classmate. That's why Ella has been living in my house all this time. I fired her because she never respected me. He did not have the patience to give me private lessons, and every penny I paid him was total waste. Sophia looked surprised. It was clear that I was very serious. This was not a joke. She took her glass, took a sip, and calmed down. I don't have tutor. I have always studied alone. If you don't mind, I could come every day and teach him myself. She didn't expect me to say yes, since I hadn't even looked at it before. To invite me to dinner was already much more than she expected. So when my face lit up like this, I was not really prepared. Sophia was somewhat pressured by my reaction. When he is ready, of course, I said, really happy. Of course, I just don't want to take away your study time. You won't, said Sophia with her face serene but with a soft look, impossible to ignore. Will not affect me. She had already finished the plan of baccalaureate study and had a guaranteed university place, but he didn't say anything for fear of him pushing me back. Then thank you, I said. My grades are terrible, just don't give up on me. She also got good grades, but I had no patience at all. If I didn't understand something at first, he just painted me. In fact, my grades had been normal before. With their private lessons, everything got worse and my confidence sank with it. I won't, said Sophia. I'll stop by after school. Then we both sat down to dinner. Sophia was silent. I took my chopsticks and poured him some food. On your plate to be comfortable, there is no need to be so formal. And just then he came in after leaving Ryan. Had already heard about his father, and he had sung to her the 40. Came in and found me, eating without it with all the dishes already processed. Her face got cold instantly. I looked at her from sideways and continued eating. She had come to face me about her father. But he saw Sophia sitting there. What she is doing here? She said it clearly upset. I used to stay away from any other girl, just to keep her happy. Every time Sophia came, he would throw her out without looking at her. And now there it was. At my table during dinner, she is my guest, I said. Do you have a problem with that? She sat slowly looking at me. He invited her just to annoy me, didn't he? I had always hated Sophia in every competition. As long as Sophia's name was above, first place was out of their reach. Sophia was still sitting in silence without saying anything. I looked at her from the damn turn. She is not so important. There was a time when I thought she was my whole world. All I had given him. But if they gave me another chance, looking at her I only felt disgusted. Loving someone like that had me down. If you think seeing me with another girl is going to bother you, Jack is very wrong about where we are. In fact, I wish he could approach someone else. So you would at least stop coming to bother me. Having said this, he got up and went straight up to his room. I was speechless as to. She left. I noticed the change in Sophia's expression. Something complicated had crossed his face. Don't pay attention to him, I said quickly. I wasn't entirely sure it wouldn't sit well with him, but Sophia said nothing. Remained silent. His warmth had become an evident coldness. After dinner I walked her to the door. Take care of yourself when you return home. Yes, he left without saying anything else. Quiet as always. I went in again. She was coming down the stairs. Had taken his jacket off his uniform, and I'm wearing only a short-sleeved shirt, despite all the terrible things he had done. She was really beautiful, sweet looking, almost peaceful, so he had fooled me before then. She turned around and said why she fired my father. I had not mentioned it in front of Sophia. Could not allow anyone. Knew she was only the driver's daughter. Setting up a scene in front of Sophia would have been humiliating. I have to explain myself for firing a driver. Is my father, said Allah. Today was my decision. He had nothing to do with it. If you want to punish someone, punish me. Go ahead and fire me too. The word, saying goodbye, gave me a second look. I looked at it from the front. With pleasure, what he said. She stared at me. She always thought I was stupid. It's true, it's over. Pick up your things and leave. I will look for another tutor. Since he started teaching me, my grades have only worsened. Frankly, it is not worth what I have paid him. She thought. I bragged. I couldn't believe I was going to do it. Your ratings are bad. Because it cannot keep up with the pace. I explained the same problem once, Ryan, and you understood it immediately, and you, hopeless. It's my fault I even tried it. Will be the same even if I change to another teacher. No one can teach you more. The problem is you. She kept blaming me. Leave my house, Jack. She frowned. Is still a student. Concentrate on studying. Just think. In me, that's why his grades are a disaster. What exactly are you talking about? She let out a cold laugh. These little games of hers. He's just jealous that Ryan and I are close together. Feels bad because I don't want a relationship with you. I just want to focus on studying and getting in a good university. Unlike you. Even if you haven't studied for a day in your life, your family's money would fix everything. So don't expect anything from me. I looked at it fixedly a moment. I was really stunned. Then I understood. Who has said anything about being together? Where does she get that confidence? You really think I want to be with you? Without me you are nothing. She just thought I was think what she wants. But I warn you that if he invites Sophia to dinner again, do not expect to be recognized. Turned around and went straight into his room and slammed the door on his way in. What a character, as if this were his home. I went to my room and called Aunt Chen. Tomorrow he takes her things out of her room. There is no room in this house for someone who wants to humiliate me. I got Aunt Chen's Sophia number and saved it. Then I sent him a message. He came home fine. There was no response. The next morning I woke up at the time I wanted to. No more early pickups of Ryan. I finally got to sleep until I felt like it. I assumed she would have been gone by now. Instead of that, was sitting at the dining room table waiting for me. I found a place and started having breakfast. Every day came out, running to pick up Ryan. I had barely had a good breakfast at home for months. I looked up and saw Ella sitting there, waiting with that expression. I still thought I could handle myself. I finished breakfast and went out. She followed me right behind. The new driver was already there and opened the door for me. I climbed up. She climbed up behind me. I looked at her. It wasn't you who said she wouldn't come with me. I remember every word yesterday. She squeezed her lips and said nothing. If her father had not pressured her to fix it, I would never have done it. Has some money and believes that he can push people who he thinks he is. But his father still needed a job. I wasted no more time with her. I just told the driver to take us to school. I got off. She followed me before we always arrived with Ran. Today I came by bus when I saw her running up close. He looked at me yesterday seeing I had confused him. The son of a servant behaving like this with her. To see that we arrived together. You have reconciled. I didn't bother to pay attention to either of them. Entered directly. She saw me leave, frowning. To see that I didn't even stop for her. Not worth it. Discuss with him, told Ryan. Brian denied with his head. In any case, to allow a servant son to treat you like this. You have too much patience. People are talking. They say Jack is the real young master. Ignore them, she said. My father and Jack get along well. Asked me to take care of Jack. I can't leave. It made sense for my father. Brian relaxed a bit. I came to class. Bree was already there blocking my sea apart. I told you. Bree looked up at me. You have a lot of face. Yesterday she left her and Ryan stranded at the door and told the driver to leave. I looked at her and laughed softly. My karma, right? You who was again. My safety left everyone baffled. Is saying that this Maybach is his, otherwise he would do. I said it coldly. Bree let out a brief laugh. Please. We all know perfectly well. Who are you? Jack thinks he can impersonate the young master here. Rumor has it that this driver is his father. His entire family works for the Yan. She is too kind to make a fuss. Otherwise I would have kicked him out some time ago. Do not tempt luck. Bree was very close to Ryan, who always hovered around her. So people believed her, and Ryan appeared at the door of the classroom. She was tense, because what Brea I had just said, it was not really an attack against me. It was an attack against her approach. Brea, get back to your seat. Bree looked at her with reluctance, noticing his displeasure, and picked up his stuff. She sat down next to me again. I did not react. His movements no longer meant anything to me. Was the teacher's favorite, and everyone liked it. No one would question her when she changed seats. Bree sat next to Rayan. An angry woman told him what Allah is doing. Jack takes advantage of her, and yet she continues to protect him. Right now he lies at home. His father asked him to take care of him. Rayan said, that's it, don't give it any more thought. I said, Bree, that explains it. He really said that car was his. Her cell phone is clearly expensive, and the gifts he gives Rayan are not cheap either. But the cell phone of Jack looks like mine, and wants to show off for a rich child, who's going to believe that I looked at my phone. Sophia had finally answered with one word, yes. Cold as ice. Yesterday I had been kind and it was easy to talk to her. Then he left, and was distant, and had just responded to the messages sent him last night. I was sitting next to me, and saw on my screen out of the corner of my eye. The contact's name was Sophia. She, Brown, did not seem to have changed anything. But since yesterday I felt like a different person. I took out my cell phone and wrote to Sophia to ask her questions, if he was still coming this afternoon to give me private lessons. Answered instantly, yes, it's okay. I saved the phone. I turned over in class with a concentration I had never had before. At lunchtime, Rayan approached to pick her up. She looked at me automatically. Will not eat. Today my concentration was different. No head nodding, and I was still ordering my notes carefully. After the doorbell rang, there was a time when my head was not full of nothing but her. Even I have moments when I study seriously, seeing that I am still busy after school. She can't help but ask. I acted as if I had heard nothing. Ignoring her, Rayan looked at her. If he does not come, let's go, we can get you something, don't bother, I said. Rayan was a good person. At least that's how everyone saw it. Even when others were making fun of me behind my back, Rayan was kept correct, but I didn't want to owe anyone anything. I picked up my stuff and got up but went on my way. Brian started walking beside her. What's wrong with him? He is completely ignoring you. What you have done. She was just as confused. She also wanted to find out. Usually, however cold it may be, I always ended up coming back, crawling around like a needy puppy. But she had not done anything different since yesterday, and yet here I was. She didn't understand. Ryan said, by the way, you're going to invite him to your birthday party this weekend. This weekend was Ella's birthday. Last year it was held at the Imperial View Hotel. I booked it all. They organized every detail, and allowed him to invite One night who I would like from school. Hundreds of thousands were spent. All colleagues who attended spoke wonders. Being invited to Allah's birthday party was an honor. This year was no different. I had taken care of everything several days in advance. If I hadn't said about firing her, I wouldn't have thought about it anymore. But after yesterday, and today's coldness could not help but worry. If I did not introduce myself, she could even celebrate the party she saw me walk away, and told herself to calm down. Don't give it so much thought. Will be presented. Always does. He would never miss my birthday maybe. This coldness is his way of preparing a surprise. She relaxed a little. We'll be there, he told Ryan. Yes, Ryan agreed. None has ever been missed that afternoon. She and Ryan heads for a school event. I didn't wait, I went straight home. Sophia was already there when I entered. She and Snowball came to greet me when they saw her there. They smiled. Perhaps it was the bond we shared in another life. But now, every time I saw her, it seemed to me a strange thing, and worthy of holding on to it. Sophia, before my smile. I was used to my cold and indifferent version. All this affection, lately I was catching her, unsuspectingly could not hold my gaze. I said smiling. Has arrived early. Let's go to the studio. I drove Hood upstairs today, in class. It came out with many things that didn't make sense to me. I expected you to help me. We sat in the studio. That seat next to me was always Allah's. But even if he sits here, he never teaches me seriously. He would have said that it was me who wasted his time. Sophia sat down next to me, and took 2 practice exams. I wanted to evaluate from what level A started. I solved them carefully and gave them to them. Sophia checked them in silence, unmoved around. Uncomfortable. Sorry. I really can't fix it. It's not your fault, said Sophia. Your method of study needs only improvement. Let me start with the basics. You think it's good to understand. When Sophia teaches, keeps his head bent down, she doesn't look at me and explains the lesson very seriously. But its explanations were clearer than anything I would have heard. Everything that had baffled me for months fit as soon as he explained it to me. Sophia had been there for a while and was starting to get thirsty. When she finally looked up, he caught me looking at her. He swallowed some saliva and returned to paper. Does something happen? Do you have any questions? I was just thinking. You are very patient with me, but over the phone it is completely cold. Just 2 words. It's because of her. She's upset with me. No, that's what Sophia said yesterday. The family came home. I was busy and did not see your message until the morning. When I saw it, it was already daytime. If you ever need anything, just call me. Whenever you want. We were at full throttle in the studio when my phone rang. I answered. It was her voice. Jack, you are supposed to be doing, and now what have I done? His accusing tone ended. I had no idea what I had done. I wanted all my things thrown away. I looked at Sophia. There was no point in hiding it. I said it directly. I told him yesterday. You are dismissed. That means that it no longer has no reason to be in my house. I'm in the middle of a session. Don't bother me. I hung out. Was at the door, looking at their piled up bags. Outside, I couldn't believe I had really done it. I was really kicking her out. I left the phone. Let's keep going, Sophia said in a low voice and added nothing else. Minutes later, the office door slammed open. She stayed there, the face overed by fury. His eyes ran through us, Sophia and me, with a flash of. When I saw her appear, I wake up and ask what she wants. I thought he didn't like me. I thought it wasn't good enough. And now it is you who cannot turn the page. She took a step forward with cutting voice. Finds it amusing. Humiliate me like this. Sophia got up and stood in front of me. Humiliate you? At the sight of her so angry, I tell him I think he's looking at it the other way around. And how exactly he humiliated you? She, the humiliated one, has been. I paid for everything in your life. While you and Ran were inseparable, I was in the back like an employee, attending to both of them and swallowing their coldness every day. And he doesn't call that humiliation. The only thing I did was to recover what was mine, and she responded to that humiliation. She squeezed his lips. Do not believe that bringing someone here will pressure me to do nothing. I will never like you. I will never be with you. Let me make it absolutely clear. Turned around to leave and went straight to the door. I opened the window, and the sound spread down. I saw the stairs go down, take their bags and leave without looking back. Start. She was always proud in front of my poor family, but with a spine of steel. No matter how much I offered him, had never for money. That was what I had once loved about her. Now it just seemed absurd. Sophia looked at me from the other side of the room. Jack, I turned around. She was still there. Sorry, let's keep going. Sophia looked at me. Maybe I should go. I don't seem to be in a good moment. I'm really fine. I was just thinking about some of them silly things he used to do. It's not because of her. Seeing him leave, the truth relieved me. At least he no longer had to fear what was far from. She wouldn't make me sick this time, it wouldn't end up the same way. Then I leave, said Sophia and walked towards the door. I stepped forward in his hand. Sophia was paralyzed, turned around and looked at me. What's going on? I didn't quite know what I was doing, but I could see that she wasn't quite right. Every time she appeared and said what he said, Sophia was beginning to walk away from me in silence. My closeness to her was evident. I never hid how I felt about her, all included. Sophia thought I was in love with her. And literally had been. Had it not been for that ending, miserable in my past life, maybe I would never have woken up. I let go of his hand and looked at her. He has set your day off. I would like to go to the Imperial View Hotel for dinner. Wants to come. The food there was excellent. After a previous life almost starving to death, I just wanted to eat well. I would have taken Ella without thinking. I was now the last person I wanted to wear. Sophia was the couple my father had agreed up for me. As long as I didn't mess it up, she would probably be my wife when I graduated. I used to hold a grudge against my father for having made the agreement without consulting me, but looking at it now, she was as beautiful as Ella and also came from a much better family. He chose me if I was the lucky one. You are not going with her, said Sophia, was referring to Ella. Then you want me to be with her, I asked. Wants me to avoid you again. Of course he did not, say Sophia without hesitation. Then it is decided. See you Saturday. Saturday afternoon. I arrived a little late. In the entrance there were quite a few familiar faces, all dressed up and looking their best. Bree was the first to see me and burst out laughing. Jack has finally deigned to show up here. I frowned because I can't come. The owner here is a good friend of my father's. And a very important person. I come when I want. Give me a reason why I shouldn't be here. Bree snorted. She has ignored him all week. And now appears at his birthday party. What a morrow, Ella's birthday. Truth was today lately. Had been so focused on studying that I had completely forgotten. If they hadn't said it, I might not have remembered it. Had already arranged everything with the hotel. It was Ella's non-birthday last year. Had organized a huge celebration for him here. Everyone had been talking about it for weeks. But it was also on that day that I found out about Ella and Ryan. I faced her and showed no regrets. Ryan and I like each other, why not be together? Jack, could you stop me in my life? I stopped talking to him. Furious, we faced each other for 2 whole days. Then I gave it to him first and asked for forgiveness. Since that birthday, the two became more and more shameless in front of me. In the end, I begged him to stay with me and get married with me. I even gave up the company my father left me. What a fool, standing here watching the princess have a good time. Had no interest in any of them. I had organized all this and I had been robbed of everything. And now, even though I no longer supported Ella, yet I had brought everyone here to spend. Out of control, I was very curious to see how it happened. Pay the bill, and I ignored the mockery and went straight to the elevator. The table with Sophia was already reserved. I wondered if the elevator had arrived and opened up. She was there engaged in a chat with Ryan. Until he saw me, his eyes were fixed on me instantly. Smiled. I knew you would show up, and here you are. Walked towards me with a sham of enough. I didn't think you weren't coming. I don't think that by running for office I have already forgiven you. I'm still angry, Jack. Each time he wore his anger like a leash. I looked at her with the corner of her lips rising up. I needed something. He is not here for my birthday. Ella said why she would be here for your birthday. You didn't even invite me. You have a lot of people. You're not going to miss one, and that's why. She looked at me irritated. Still growing thought. Pausing a fight on her birthday just to get on her nerves. At that moment the restaurant manager approached. Mr. Jack, I asked about Sophia. The manager nodded. Is already here, please. Take me to her. The manager turned around to guide us. She followed me right behind. Jack, you're done with this. To see that I am still going to look for Sophia, is that she is too patient. I look at you. I am not the one who is making a scandal. You are. Told me to leave, but following her that bothered her. I already did it. So what's the problem? Your boyfriend is waiting for you, I say, looking sideways at Ryan, who looks like want to follow us, but decided it's better not to do so. Ryan had never seen him approach me so clear. I know why he does it. It's not me, who cannot bear to lose, is the money I carry in my pocket. He has never liked me and yet accepted everything I gave him without thinking twice. He said no, but then accepted it with a smile. Now that I throw myself in the back, is panicking. After all, he has been planning for so long, this birthday party, that can't let it fall apart now. She says if this is for Ryan. and for my sake I can keep my distance from him. So could you please stop causing problems? For the first time it is she who gives in. That tells me what is important. What is this holiday to her? Although if he didn't care about appearances he would never have created this image of a rich girl in high school, and of course, he would not have invited half the school to his birthday. In the end it turns out that he is afraid of looking bad. I have seen him to become the cold and untouchable queen. See her coming down for a birthday party is very different. I find it quite entertaining. Sit slowly, well, it's your birthday. We wouldn't want to ruin the fun of others. I really turned to the manager. I made a reservation here in the living room. Jade in the name of Ella. The manager reviewed her records. As it is right, young Master Jack. As today is his birthday. Go ahead and let me use the living room. I look at her again, doesn't she? She sighs in relief when she sees that I have softened my posture, looks at me and says, so this was all just to separate Ryan and me. Can't stand to see us together. Is giving it too much thought. I don't care who Ella is with. Of that time, and you will see it. Without me it is nothing. The manager keeps silence aside my word. Strip her of the last shred of dignity. I am fed up with you. She responds abruptly and leaves without looking back. The manager looks me out of the corner of my eye. I will prepare the room. Jade, right now. Seat one thing. No one leaves until she pays the bill. Not a single person. Understood, young Master Jack. As soon as everything is in order I am going to look for Sophia. She returns with Ryan. Ryan sees his gloomy expression. How did it go? What did you two talk about? Nothing worth mentioning. She says, look at Ryan out of the corner of his eye, seriously, friendly, and attentive as always. As if he was going to leave Ryan for Jack. He would already like to. When it is over, this party is going to break up completely with Jack. Not even a substitution for courtesy. Sophia is not wearing her school uniform today. Wears a simple dress, but in it looks elegant effortlessly when I enter. Is absorbed in the letter, hears me and looks up. Our eyes meet. A smile. I've been waiting for a long time. Noe just arrived too. Sophia watches me for a moment. Today I wear a simple shirt, of a color, and with a light-hearted appearance. Although I am rather slip. Naturally in the seat next to you. Sophia didn't expect me to sit so close. Became a little tense. There are many other seats. I don't notice his discomfort. He's already asked for. Not yet. I looked. Let me see. I lean towards her. Reading the menu right next to you. Sophia can no longer concentrate on the menu. His attention turns to me again and again. Whatever shampoo you use. Smells good, clean and fresh. It's nothing overwhelming. I feel like something forceful and strong. Is the kind of thing that makes you feel alive. Those sick days without food. And without getting warm. Never without being able to sleep. Those days were a torment. Even now, reborn, sometimes I dream that I have returned to that life. Food is itchy. I fan my mouth with my hand. I stretch to get the watermelon juice and take a sip. Sophia asks, does she like food? It's okay. I look at it. And you? She also says to me, following me. Take the chopsticks and serve. We are in a private room with a waiter standing nearby in silence. Shortly thereafter, the owner of the Imperial View Hotel enters. His name is Thousands. I greet him with courtesy, Uncle Thousands. Thousands look at me smiling. Jack, you are here too. By the way, I understand that he hasn't come for me. In fact, it goes straight to Sophia. Miss Sophia says with respect. Welcome to our hotel. Please tell me if something is not up to the task. He knows who Sophia is because of her close ties with my father. Most have no idea of who he really is. Nobody knows. The youngest daughter of the family, Sophia de la Capital, lively in this city. Sophia nods and continues to eat. It's so cold. I always thought it was warm. Seeing it now, I realize that Sophia doesn't like it. Talking to people. Miley stays there for a moment and needs water. She says nothing. Keep away. The energy fills the whole room. Finally, Thousands captures the atmosphere and says, I leave you to enjoy your food. Take your time, Uncle Thousands. Wait, stop it. When I hear this voice, it stops in its tracks. Then you become young Mr. Jack. Needs something. This smile is warm and sincere from these people, who can't help but like them. That's why I've always had a good impression of him. But my memory is not failing me. In my previous life, the Hotel Imperial View caught fire for only 3 days, after Ella's birthday party. The fire extinguishing system of the kitchen was deficient, and when the fire broke out, the fire extinguishers were totally useless. The fire even claimed lives. The Imperial View had been the best hotel in town. After that, never recovered. Thousands were said to be seriously ill from the blow. I look at him and ask, the security system is fine. Your hotel firefighting? Thousands look at me in surprise. Unexpected question, younger Jack. It's just a feeling, maybe it's worth it. Someone to thoroughly check it out, especially the kitchen. Stay calm, says Thousand. Our fire safety is of the highest level. We assume full responsibility for our guests. I hold his gaze. Uncle Thousands, why don't you go check it out yourself? My insistence causes a fleeting gesture of displeasure. He crosses his face. He gives me the look he insinuates. Exactly, Jack, I don't understand my word. His father and I are old friends. He knows well what kind of man I am. I run a business. Honest, this sounds like a personal to me. I am almost the same age as your son. For you I am nothing more than a child who doesn't know what he's doing, says Sophia. If he says so, it wouldn't hurt to take a look at it, since thousands of entered. She has not addressed a single word to him, responds briefly when he speaks to her, and yet, even now those few words carry weight. Thousands respected enough to access it. Okay, I will go now. Sophia is very calm and her grandmother speaks for herself. Alone is about my age. But somehow his words weigh in. Mine, not when 1,000 of them leave. I look at Sophia in surprise. Why? He answered me, I asked him. Because I know what's coming. But from Sophia's perspective, I should have no reason to believe it. Sophia, you look at me. She intervened, of course I would support her, and she disappointed me. And what Sophia says, even if it is not, nothing costs him just for a walk to the kitchen. She also says it quietly, but when she looks at her, I feel something warm rising inside me, as if someone really believes in me. I remember the day I received the diagnosis. No one wanted to believe that he was a victim. Everyone said it was because of my own recklessness. If I had been reckless, I would have accepted it. Everyone was pointing the finger at me. Everyone looked at me with disgust. Over time, even I started to hate myself, but it was her who planned it. Someone purposely used it. Fucking contaminated with me by your order. Everything to have an excuse and refuse marriage. Only the one who set the trap. You know how innocent you are. Sophia and I took time out with the food. When we finish, we do not leave product. I even brought my chores and did them on the table. Sophia guides me with the exercises as I progress. We talk until dusk. When Allah's birthday party is over, and the guests are going to leave, discover that they cannot leave, and that Allah has not yet paid the bill. She calls me. I let it ring. Sophia looks at me next to me. Why doesn't she answer? I know who it is. I let it ring again. 2 more calls are needed before you hang up. Jack, what is this? On the other side of the phone, her voice is loaded with. The more he gets angry, the lighter I feel. I said that we is over, but the debt of my previous life still owes. Otherwise I will never be able to leave it behind. A smile. What's wrong? Why are you so upset? Come here and pay the bill, he says between his teeth. No, it makes it worse. I'd planned leave tonight and never to have to deal with me again. I didn't expect me to be waiting for her. Now he can't pay, and everyone is stuck there. Everyone looks at her. Strange to say, I did not go to his party. Why I would pay his bill? Why don't we share it with everyone? They would surely put something. Everyone seems to like him. They were also close friends. They always went out to eat together. I used to give him more than 100,000 per month for expenses. She accepted it as if it were hers by right. For her, was nothing more than a payment for private lessons. Everything was fair. She was also generous, always inviting meals. Everyone thought I was lamed, and that's why they went to her. But every last penny was mine, she says. Jack really has to be like this. What he wants from me, tell me what it takes for me to come and pay. Well, I tell him, if you are asking someone for a favor, it should sound like it doesn't. I hear him release a sudden exhalation to the other side. I'm no longer his lapdog. Of course she is furious. A smile with desire. Very well then. I hang, please. She spits the word between teeth with white knuckles from so much. Press the phone. The hotel staff has them all held at the door. No way out. I hang up and stand up. Now I come back. I tell Sophia. I head to the Jade room. The party mates are all still inside. None has been able to leave. All eyes are on her, waiting for you to pay. The atmosphere is magnificently uncomfortable. She has nowhere to go. Stays there under everyone's eyes, with no escape. As soon as I enter, the manager approaches. Young Jack says. I courteously look around at the smile. All dressed up, and at its best. This afternoon they look over my shoulder. Now those same people can't even afford to walk out the door. Nothing is more humiliating than keeping an account without paying. A smile. What's up? It wasn't a birthday party. No one seems very happy. I look at her with intent. His expression is more gloomy than that of the rest. Rian stands aside without knowing what is going on. The manager says that Miss Ella has not paid the bill. I only ask you to stay until it is fixed. I make a hand gesture. That's all. There is no need to make a drama. Are my classmates. I will pay the bill tonight. I give my card to the manager. She takes it and processes the payment. People's eyes. To me they switch between strange and uncertain. She organizes the party and yet, Jack pays what exactly happens. Cannot pay for it herself. She notices her face lighting up. She looks at me. No wonder he came so willing. This was his plan. From the beginning humiliate her to do that everyone saw that does not have a heart and that it depends on it for the money. Could have solved it Lee. Without saying anything. Instead of that, puts on a show by passing the card. In front of everyone. This guy has lost his mind. A moment later the manager comes back and gives me back my card with the receipt. Ready younger Jack, here you have the account. I take a look at the total and read it aloud. Purposely 860,000. Happy birthday Allah. What is your special day like? I will pay for this one but there will not be a next time. I look sideways at Ran. Is right next to me and his face color went out for a moment. All her money came from Jack. He was not supposed to be from a wealthy family. The scene before them is a slap in the face for everyone. Brittles a step forward and stands in front of me. Jack, what kind of joke is this that the money from her passing through your hands does not mean it is yours? You're just the son of the housekeeper who keeps it for herself. For her, what do you feel so cocky about? His family lets the service manage the money. I look at Bree and smile as he mentions it. I am not the child of the mistress. Let me clarify, I am not. His father was my family's. Left me lying on the door of the school for taking. He and Ryan, that's why he was fired if you don't believe me. Ask Ella. I turn to look at her. What do you say? Fulminates me with the look. Eyes full of bitter resignation. Never once. No matter how difficult things got. Had made her feel so humiliated. And now everyone sees it coming down but can't say anything. Because there is a real possibility that he gets his money back and leaves it stranded. She ignores me and leaves. Ryan sees it all and follows her on the way out. The scene is unbearable, but has no choice. Sin embargo, he did not expect her to be the driver's daughter. Then why did I have so long, pretending to have money? When they both leave, I look at those who are still in the room. There is nothing more to see here. Everyone can go home well. Gets late one by one. Come out of the jade room. I see you. To leave, and then I'll go out too. Manager accompanies me on my way out, takes me to the elevator. Sophia arrives at just the same time. We went in together. I'm not saying anything, she's not saying either. I clarified what happened there in front of everyone. But I don't feel particularly good about it, compared to everything I suffered, what I have just done to him. Orders on the surface of the account I have to pay off. Sophia realizes my silence does not interrupt it. We arrived at the lobby and thousands are there. As soon as he sees me he comes straight to me. Jack. This time it's not Sophia. I'm looking for her. Man. Thousands say. Polite thousands takes my hand among theirs. Jack, I don't know how to thank you. Without you this hotel would have been over. I just checked it out myself. There were serious problems everywhere. It was my cousin's negligence. I already sent it home. It relaxed. It was nothing. Thousands looks at me with sadness. How he knew there was a problem. The question catches me. Unsuspecting I'm looking for a quick excuse. I dreamed it last night. Thousands is there laughing. Agree no. I'll inquire. I've prepared some gifts for you too. Signals to an assistant who brings them to you. 2 small gift bags. Thank you. If you ever need anything just let me know. Says it. Thousands accompany us to the door. Sophia's car is waiting. I sit in the seat and look out the window. The streets are quiet at this hour. There are still quite a few cars on the road, although traffic is light. I remember how much we usually talk, but tonight neither of us says a word. Sophia did not come out, but she is thinking. Thinking about how, somehow, I knew about the fire risk and the Imperial View. According to all logic I should not know more about his hotel than he does. She also heard about the Jade Room. Today is the birthday of Ayla and yet since he was with me, not with her. That's all it says. Then humiliated her on purpose in front of everyone. He really left it. Then why does it feel so empty now? The truth is that sadness only lasts an instant. I know I'd have been given a second chance. Everything can still change, as long as I do not repeat the same mistakes. There is still time. Studying so much every day lately is exhausting. I feel I could sleep forever. Right now I can barely keep my eyes open. Soon after, I languish and fall asleep. At Sophia Castle. Sophia is paralyzed. When we arrived at my house, Sophia's arm is a little numb. He did not dare to move out of fear. To wake me up he stood still. Throughout the journey. Miss, we have already arrived. Sophia looks out the window, then lay eyes on my face. Pale and serene doubts. And wake me up. The driver has already gotten off and is waiting by the door. Sophia still doesn't wake me up. I feel the car stop and open my eyes. Looking out the window. By realizing that we are at home, I turn my eyes slowly towards Sophia, is sitting totally motionless without looking me in the eye. I gently turn my neck a little wild and incorporate myself into the "we have already arrived." Sophia barely nods. Then why didn't he wake me up? Looked like I needed it. Says the same. Says it all with a neutral face. I look at her and see that her tips of her ears are red. Has always seemed to me to be a person, reserved, but I did not expect so much Sophia. When he hears his name, he looks up and looks me in the eyes. Is he afraid of me? Then why avoid looking at me? When we are together, you act like you are bothered by Sophia. Carasby softly. Is that I am not used to being so near someone. You are the first. I can't help but laugh. Then why didn't he ask me to stand back? Something in my words seems incited, as if it wanted to demonstrate that she controls. She asks me why you distanced yourself. And you thought you liked me. The question catches me. I stand by and watch the street. Empty in front of me. I realize that I do not pause. I'm not going to get out of the car. At that moment the main gate opens slowly. My father Owen shows up at the door. When I see it, something in me turns on. Dad, you are finally home. Dad is always busy with work. I am almost always alone in that house. There is a lot of staff, but few who can really put me in my place. That was one thing. But even my father would allow me a lot. I always put my happiness first, and I was spoiled by their seas. Those were my most carefree days. In my previous life, my father told me to stop following Allah. I did not listen to him. Seeing him now, the only thing I feel before him is warmth and ancient pain. Buried long ago, I throw tears into his arms. Before I can stop them. Maybe it's just in front of people closest to you when allowed to come down. Dad was willing to play the role of father. Severe when I came home so late than I did. This, and I burst into tears. He was immediately alarmed, pats me on the shoulder. With softness and care. Hey, what's wrong with you, son? Who hurt you? It was that girl Allah. I heard that he fired them both. I claimed to him nothing. I just missed you, silly boy. Every time I call, too often you tell me I'm heavyweight. That's Sophia's car. His words make me turn around. Indeed, Sophia's car is still at the entrance. Sophia has gotten out of the car. My eyes are still red when I look like this. What a shame Sophia has brought me. I tell my father. We go out to dinner. My father looks me out of the corner of his eye, visibly surprised. I'd already brought up the subject of commitment earlier. I had been totally against. I even said I would never have anything to do with Sophia. And now here they are, returning home together after dinner. Does not know what has changed, but turns to Sophia. Sophia, stop by and sit down for a while. Hello, uncle, says Sophia. I will not enter today. I should go home. Gives me a look. Once and then back in the car. The car drives away. I follow my father. Inside, you has made Sophia something, Daddy. He notices the look in my reddened eyes and my expression. Dejected. She denies with her head. She has been good to me. Dropped me on the sofa. Dad keeps looking at me. He's still young. I wasn't that old either when he left in my previous life. But somehow, I always remember it as if it were. When he left, Dad asks over and over again, insisting until he is calm that she has done nothing to me. Sunday morning. Just woken up. Aunt Chen tells me that Alette is here. The memory of last night suddenly comes to my mind. For real, we have burned all the bridges between us. She should already know that I will not go on hampering her. And yet here it is. Under the stairs, and I see that it is not only Ella. His father is also here. His uncle, Steve, is sitting on the sofa, talking to my father, Mr. Owen. It's all her fault. Does not know how to behave. I have also given him a good reprimand. Will never give Jack any more trouble again. My father's frown. And since when do you address my son by his name? Dad has never swallowed either of them. The only reason he has tolerated them for so long, it's for fear of driving Uncle Steve away from me. Realizes his mistake, and hastens to apologize. Young Master Jack. Of course, as soon as he sees me in, princesses stare at me. Good morning. Young Mr. Jack I have brought to. She voice so that the gift as I look at her is sitting there with an expression. Gloomy without saying anything. Sorry, I can't believe it for a second. His face could not reflect any clearer. His resentment. Still furious about last night. He hasn't come to apologize. Man, Steve, what are you talking about? I mean, she has done nothing to me. No need. Apologize, but I heard he left her to leave when he himself was fired. I wasn't even half as distressed. His monthly salary was not a big deal, and the hours They were long, but she was different. I just had to give myself lessons, and the money he received was considerable. And who knows, maybe someday the whole family fortune, Yeonwiv, ended up being his. But now that everything has fallen apart, of course he cannot accept it. During the years she taught me, my grades only got worse. She herself said she couldn't do the job, that I was too clumsy to be taught. So I did him a favor, and let her go. There is no conflict between us. She has done nothing wrong. There really is no need to apologize. Dad looks at me from out of the corner. My expression is totally serene. Before, I insisted that she, and to give me private lessons. Dad had no choice but to accept it. Now I have let her go completely. Dad is shocked and silently moved. His son has finally matured. I have to get ready for class, and I need to eat. Dad makes someone accompany them on the way out. After breakfast I go outside. The driver is already waiting in the yard. I get in the car and we walk out the door and see Ella, still standing outside with his father by his side. There is no more. Nothing from the soft-voiced man. The guy. Steve raises his hand and slaps him in the face. I know the story of Ella. His father is a compulsive gambler. His mother couldn't stand him and left to play her. Without a second thought. All these years he has lived with him, asking the family for money, just to be able to continue studying. As it grew, began to make a living. In these circumstances to continue, highlighting academically. Was always at the top of the class. Admired her for it. I gave him all my care, my attention. The best he had at his disposal because he wanted his life to be, was easier. But while I suffered for her, she didn't dedicate a second to me. For her I was a bang. Who really cared? It wasn't a. I look away and go straight to school. After yesterday the way in which people treat me has softened quite a bit. My colleagues begin to approach. Sorry Jack, really your family is so rich then? All her money came from you. We always thought it belonged to the family. Wealthy, everyone already knows that. Not young Mr. Jack. I promise her that I am much nicer than her. I look at the girl across the street. A laugh escaped me before I avoided. At that time he comes in and hears the girl and lets out a cold laugh. He dreaming first I should really love him. Have you noticed someone new? Get in line. New objective. Everyone turns when they hear her. Someone new capable of overcoming it. There really is someone in this school who does not even is approached. I need to imagine. They no longer have image of rich girl, but Ella's academic record is exceptional and undeniably beautiful. Everyone agrees that it will go far. She doesn't even bother to respond to the aggression. Just look at me, you've been dodgy all this time. Skirt, because I didn't want to date you. You have turned against me. Jack, whatever I do I will never like you. You are evil. Student who believes that his family's money buys from the world. You are not worth a fraction of Ryana's words. They remind everyone of my file, academic, the last in the ranking. I was not only his puppy, Sturt, and I am a total burden. Before you can respond, she remembers last night. You were the one who pressured me to invite everyone. I didn't even want to go, and there, humiliated everyone on purpose. That's what money means to you. Something to play with the dignity of the people, and not misrepresent. Don't go around saying that he supported me. That money was just the payment for private lessons. I won't accept 1 cent more from you, but don't wait. Help from me. With that said, she changes seats without looking at me. Every gesture makes it clear that he wants nothing to do with me. Here it goes again. We're making that image of a cold and untouchable student, the typical ally. I haven't forgotten how he approached me last night, asking me for help. When I saw his father hit him this morning, I felt a glimmer of pity. Now I don't think he hit her hard enough. I'm not going to let this happen. Private lessons is say. She has a lot of nerve to get that out now. Since he started with private lessons, what exactly did he do? Apart from spending my money. I need the last one in my class every month. And that is the result of your private lessons. Her expression does not flinch. I told you from the beginning you are too slow. To teach is not my problem with all your money. Jack should perhaps buy a new brain. The class is already laughing and I can see it standing up, so confident, and I say, are you sure that the slow? It was me and not his way of teaching. She thinks of Sophia. You know that Sophia has been giving me private lessons, releases a brief snort of very well. Then let's heal this. Show me your results in the next monthly exam. You don't even have to do much of a climb. Only 100 places in the rankings, and I will admit that it was my fault. Wants to see if Sophia can work a miracle. Because in his mind my brain just doesn't work. Deal done, I mean. Holding my gaze. He only asked me to raise 100 positions, didn't even aim higher. That says it all about how little he thinks about me. She turns to the classroom. You have all heard it, he is accepted. If in the next exam, races 100 positions, I will run 10 kilometers as punishment. A murmur of emotion runs through the room. All eyes are on her. Bree looks at me. If Puji of the institute will run 10 kilometers, you should not run 10 as well. But Jack, if you lose, you can even finish 10 kilometers. If you are afraid, I look at them and say okay. 100 positions ahead is no big deal. The truth is that the shape it has, Sophia to explain things, fits me perfectly. These last days I have noticed that I am really improving. So I accept without hesitation, have a clear objective, is just the pressure I need. She sees me feel, and holds in my laughter. Idiot murmurs, and sits down again. She did not expect him to accept the bet. When he taught me I was totally lost. You know perfectly well what you think my level is. She already thinks about what's to come. Watching us run, we barely make the bet when Ryan enters through the door, stops at the threshold, has heard everything he just said. Spent the whole night in a bad mood, but at this fight has already clarified everything in his head. His notes are excellent, is beautiful, and even if she comes of humble origins, is hardworking and ambitious, is not 100 times better than a like Jack, will forge a future on its own merits. Being with her is no loss. With that, of course, he approaches her. She, your father, may be a driver, but earns his living with his hands. And you have always been the best in the class to arrive, almost without support has not been easy. I will always be by his side. Ryan's words take effect instantly. All the colleagues who doubted her are suddenly moved. Ryan supports her at all times. This devotion is uncommon, and the truth is, people have always admired her. Not only for the money, but for who he is. His character and notes, they talk for themselves, but Jack doesn't even try, and yet he expects someone to accompany him. What a brazenness. I see you both performing your duet, and I feel like crying with so much drama. Very touching. These two deserve each other, so be it. I only blame myself for getting into this. After her little speech, everyone has decided that I am a nuisance. I had barely taken off above the label of lapdog, and the rumor that he was the housekeeper's son. Now they mark distances again, because of my notes, but I honestly don't care much compared with the loneliness and helplessness of my previous life. This is nothing. At least I have my family's fortune, and parents who love me. I focus on studying, and I don't care about anyone. After school, my father arrives by car with my mother to pick me up, both of them, around 40, but in this time were the most striking couple at the institute, and even today they behave with quiet elegance. Mom gets out of the car, and when she sees me she gives me a hug, warm, then opens the door carefully for me to come up. Her and Ryan just left school when they see everything. Classmates who go with them see me getting into a car with an older woman. The darkness is awakened. Will be Jack's new companion. She mentioned it this morning. Must be around 40. What is his relationship with Jack? Speculation begins on the spot. So that's why he has money. An older woman keeps it. And here we are thinking it was someone special. No wonder she doesn't even want to touch him. I wouldn't do it at his age either. Disgusting. She hears them talk and does not bother to yell at anyone. Ryan, look at her. Silence seems to her a slight wave of relief is covered by the notes of the Jack are bad, but the money disturbed Ryan. Tens of thousands spent in one night without thinking. Never thought it was right. Always felt somehow below Jack. And I hated it now that Jack seems receive money only from an older woman. Suddenly everything looks much wilder. At least Ryan would never stoop to that. You will get where you want to go thanks to your effort. Someday it will have everything it has, Jack, and he must have earned it. She and Ryan get on the bus. I can't walk you home today, she says. As well as giving private lessons to Jack is no longer an option. Has found a job on time. Partial gambling debts of his father are huge, and he has always thrown away what she earns. Now he has no choice to earn enough to keep. Book, says Ryan. Just Mom and Dad take me to buy a new cell phone, and then take me with them to dinner. When we arrived at the restaurant, Sophia is already there. Lies here in the city, with his uncle, who is a very close friend of my father's. Tonight is like an official presentation between the two families. Dad has been trying to make this happen for a long time, but I had always denied so with her to think about. So the dinner was postponed again and again. Today I came in good grade. Dad is delighted. Your son has finally grown up and started to listen. During dinner, Dim and Sophia's uncle engage in a relaxed and chat. I sit next to Sophia. I'm talking to you about the bet that I need to upload 100 places in the rankings. When Sophia is over, he just nods in silence. I don't know what he's thinking. Believes that I was reckless, that the pressure will be stopped. Sophia looks at me. Doesn't she think I can make it? I have been following everything he has taught me lately, but it's still okay. Says Sophia, looking me in the eyes. Leave it in my hands, and for the record, you are quite perspicacious, not even by as slow as people say. The person you are referring to is obviously a lad. His comments that I was slow. Sophia did not intervene at the time, but remembered, smiled when he heard it as a relief. Thank you for trying so hard with me. It's nothing. In the middle of the conversation, I notice that the room has remained silent. By looking up, and I see my father and Sophia's uncle watching. Yes, my face is warming up. Dad, why is he looking at me? It's nothing, Ani. Dad talks to Sophia's uncle again. But inside, cannot stop marveling. They really get along very well. It was he who arranged the commitment, and still feels as if his own child has been taken away from him, right under his nose after dinner. Sophia's dad and uncle still have things to talk about. Sophia and I went out earlier. We do not return home. We found a nearby. I'm in the mood for ice cream, so I'm going to order it. I'd bring it back and let me fall into the seat next to Sophia. We return to the studio where we had left off. My head is full of formulas and concepts. 10 kilometers. That would almost kill me if I lost this bad. Here it is. The waiter brings us the fast order. I look up and the waitress in front of me is Ella. I stare at her bewildered. What are you doing here? She gives me a cold look. I should ask you that. Found out I work here and came, just to annoy me, as cold as I have been. Is convinced that I still have feelings for her, that all this is nothing more than pressure to make it happen. If not, she gets a part-time job. And I appear right there. How will it be a coincidence? Is giving it too much thought. It's just a coincidence. She looks Sophia for a moment without stopping and turns around. Is not interested in losing not one more second to either of them. To see her leave with that air of superiority. Yes, I don't understand what he has reason to feel. I have fun and offer the ice cream to Sophia. Denies with his head. Stay with him. Leans towards me. Pick up my bag and leave the next to me. I thought about staying a while longer, but meeting him here, he took away the charm of the evening. During the following 2 weeks, study non-stop. Sophia often comes to the Yon house to give me private lessons. My progress is real and measurable, but every time he can't help but throw me a pull. Jack, if in doubt, there is still time to back down. Then don't come and cry when publish the results. I frown and put on my headphones. Monthly exam finally ends. I am in a good mood. I run home. I can barely resist. Results have not yet been released, but I know we've done well. Sophia is in the courtyard drinking tea and keeping Snowball company. Is getting fatter every day. I walk over and hold a snowball in my arms. Early today. Sophia looks up. I'd always arrive early. I used to wonder. Has nothing to do at school. She is also one of the best in her high school, and it seems that she and Ryan are always busy, but Sophia is always calm, and it's already here every time I come back. I have a lot of freedom. They don't really control me much. Then does not participate in school activities. I do not normally go, not even to the student council. Sophia denies with her head. I will participate in a contest from time to time, but not very often. Why I don't find it interesting and teachers are concerned about is not a fair competition, may discourage other students, but I have heard that sometimes it does compete. The same competitions in which Ella participates. She said you are always there, and which has taken the first place more than once from him. He really can't stand it because of that. Sophia grabs her cup and takes a sip in silence when a competitor, usually ensures that it is. I'm dying to know how I did it. So I review the answers with Sophia, right there in the courtyard. Most are correct. My correction improves. Even more so when the day of results arrives. The tutor come in and review the usual praise for her and Ryan. First and second, but again as expected. Then the teacher stops. There is another student I want to recognize. Jack joined me, and I feel straight at once. She looks me out of the corner of her eye with sarcasm in her eyes. The professor continues. Jack's results this time were impressive. Playing a long time at the end of qualifying. But this exam is an important leap. Is now between 200, best of the entire course. If it continues like this, we'll do well on the college entrance exam. The first 200, the whole class even stares at it. She is paralyzed. I was expecting to climb about 100 positions. Entering the top 200 was not in their calculations. I didn't dare to wait for it either. Maybe because I suffered so much in my previous life, that I no longer have any interest in wasting this. I have been paying attention, like never before. Every day I listen in class, And then I reviewed everything with Sophia. She has a gift to teach the problems that used to be seem impossible. They become almost simple when she explains them. In the end, effort does pay off. Are you sure, Professor Jack? My grades used to be terrible. How could I? I am not mistaken, says Professor, turning to me calmly, that a pupil lower than the average of the class had been a headache for him. I had no idea I was capable of this. Receiving that recognition from the teacher makes me happy. I see her looking at me. Then how did I do? I thought I learned very slowly 10 kilometers ala. I don't understand. She squeezes her lips. Really can't understand. I really could have been such a good teacher. After class to Allah, he has no choice but to run his 10 kilometers. I do not go home. I stay on purpose to watch. I feel silent on the side, watching her through the corner of her eye to see her. Swallowing his pride runs through me with a wave of satisfaction that I don't really know how to. This writing feels good, very good. Ran is nearby and watches me, with a barely disguised by how cold I have become. Buri gives me a look and leans towards Ryan. In the top 200, and it's not like it came out first. Goes as if this were yours. She came first, and is not even half satisfied with herself. Ryan came in second. Ryan's gaze is stuck in her as he spins around the track. A bit, Isabeth says to Rina. She knows how to accept defeat, and what if they have raised their grades? Says Bree still goes home with that woman. This disgusts me. Stop spreading rumors about people, says Ryan. Ryan, you are very decent. Bree gives him a soft pat on the butt. When she finishes her 10 kilometers, the sky is almost dark. She walks back soaked in sweat, and looks at me. Are you happy now, Seat? Good effort. Feel free to bet against me whenever you want. I get up and leave the school grounds, feeling lighter than I have felt in a long time. As soon as she saw me walk away, I felt very happy, and from time to time I jumped a little. The image she has of me is still that of a lapdog in love. But right now I don't even feel like looking back. She thinks of Jack, and Sophia is really going to break up with her, have a similar origin if it really ends up with Sophia. As for that thought to Flora, he nods to something he did not expect, but as if something that was hers had been taken away from her. Rian realizes he is looking at me, stares and speaks. Must be exhausted. Take. Drinks some water, and give him a bottle of water. She takes it. Thank you. She is always very polite to Rian. You have worked a lot, says Rian, although it is rare. Jack's notes. I've always been very bad. That suddenly improved so much. Don't you think he cheated, Brie? That's just what I think. Cheated for him to lose her. If not, how do you explain it? She taught him daily. And his grades were still horrible. And suddenly this, quiet, says, Rian looking at Brie. Cannot say such things without proof. If it's coming for you, so don't wait. Compassion. Tomorrow I will tell the teacher, says Brie. I am driving home wishing to share the news with Sophia and make him admit defeat. Sophia deserves some of the credit, but Aunt Chen. She tells me that Sophia didn't come today. A slight wave of disappointment. I take off my clothes from school and head to the dining room. Dad has been out lately. I'm only at home. I call. Sophia is in the pool. The housekeeper approaches in silence. Miss has a call. The figure in the water does not seem. Hear him. The assistant adds as Jack. Sophia comes to the surface immediately. Take a few light steps to the edge of the pool. The housekeeper is already there with a towel. Wraps it up, and Sophia answers the cold one. Composure of his face softens only a little bit. Hello, he is busy. I catch him in a bad moment. Had just swum. I heard she didn't go too far today, so I thought I'd call her. I smile when I say it. My results have improved a lot. I have entered the top 200. You know that today he has run 10 kilometers. When I saw her be put in its place, I found it very satisfactory. Then Sophia approaches the chair by the pool and sits down, listening with patience while I keep talking non-stop. After a while I ask, are you still there? I'm still here. Congratulations. I hope it doesn't bother me at all. I have time. You have come every day to teach me. You must be tired. Take a couple of days off. I will study on my own and write to him if I get stuck. Okay, I don't hang up. It still sounds a little weird. Something is going on. Needs help with something. The question. We are partners in this, right? Has done so much for me. I would like to do the same. Without his guidance he would not have achieved such results. I can't go on accepting what he gives me without offering him something in return. Especially since she doesn't need anything material of me. Sophia hears, and when she hears partners, the corner of her mouth stands up unintentionally. Agree, Jack. The next day, I arrive at the school and see the tutor enter with a serious gesture. stands at the front of the classroom, clearly furious, and the tension comes out of her in waves. Her eyes are stuck in me. Jack, stand up. I wake up looking at the tutor with confusion. Says that someone has denounced me for doing traps in this month's exam. I have something to say in my defense. When I hear cheating, I walk through the class with my eyes. All eyes are on me. Bree is sitting next to Ryan, with a mask, cocky and satisfied. The teacher follows her note from last month was terrible, and yet this time it has improved so much that it costs. Understand it to make sure. We have decided to give you a different set of questions and repeat the examination. Any objection? Repeating the exam is not funny to me. Bray, as soon as he is contained, he rises up with a jump. He sees it. I told him I had cheated. If the real note were yours, what to fear? Just do it again. She looks at me with that triumphant expression, as if I had finally caught red-handed. I find it almost ridiculous. Has denounced me without any proof. The burden of proof is on the accuser. That means you must provide evidence. Otherwise it would be slander. If everyone did the same and denounced me, every day I would be repeating exams non-stop. I could almost stop coming to school. As soon as I raise my voice, she looks at me in surprise. It used to be a softball. When someone would pick on me, I almost didn't know how to defend myself. But this time the words come out sharp and clear. For real is the same person he has known all this time, knows me inside out. However, right now I feel that I am someone totally different. To see me respond with solid arguments. The teacher says it is normal for people to hesitate to do. Repeating the exam is also an opportunity to prove his will not want to. People whisper behind their backs forever true. The teacher does not give in. It's clear that you don't think I got that grade by myself. I smile. Of course I will take the exam again. Teacher, but it seems absurd to me to be accused, so for no reason. At the end of the day, we are classmates. I have no idea why Bray is going after me like this. And if next time I get a note, even higher, he will think of nothing else to say. So how did he decide to denounce me without a single piece of evidence? Should face consequences if I am proven to be innocent, and if she is expelled, expel her. The word makes the teacher hesitate. Will be too. He wonders Bree's grades are better than mine. So the teacher by inertia leans in his favor. But the spread of this rumor causes me serious harm. And if the pressure it becomes dynamic and I do something drastic, would not be even worse. As soon as I mention the word drastic, the room it tightens at once. I turn to open. What happens? You are so sure I cheated. You are afraid to play with something. Of course she does not replicate cutting. My challenge hits the nail on the head and she itches. Immediately turns to the angry teacher. I am willing to put my future on the line. Everyone knows what Jack's notes look like. I can say with absolute certainty that he cheated. My refusal to repeat the exam, without fighting it, only convinces Brain more that he prefers something. Tells the teacher that, if it is proven that Jack cheated, then he should also be expelled. I will not share high school with someone like him. Deal done. Before the teacher says a word, she announces, Jack, come see me in the office after school. And Brienne leaves and looks at me with real expectation. Waiting for the show later. Nala stares at me, stunned that I mentioned the recording. Lower your voice, Jack. Are you sure if they decide he cheated he will be expelled? Would be even more embarrassing. If I were you, I would go and apologize to the teacher. A monthly exam is not worth it. This is why you are sincere enough. I can even speak well of you. Also wanted to. You've already seen me run 10 kilometers. I can let it go, it behaves. As if she cares about me, but I just look at her. Lately it has been making me feel empty, acting distant and now appears here playing the friend. A smile. You also think I cheated, don't you? That's why you are here writing this little performance, instead of giving me a sermon. Why wouldn't he talk to Bray? After all, she is her boyfriend's best friend. Bray may be the one to set out fuss, but Ryan is far from innocent. Only hides behind that docile and smile. I'm not going to pretend this has nothing to do with him. I knew exactly what kind of person it was. Ryan in my past life. I saw it all, every time things got tough between her and I was there throwing bullets from the double-sided barrier to the medulla. She had good intentions. But when he saw me throw it in his face, his expression gets colder. I do it for his own good. I just don't see it for my own good. I observe exactly what is going on. Being a waitress is not doing well. Come back to live off me again. By mentioning it of living, his face from me darkened. Says nothing with a tense jaw lately. Things have not gone well for him and his work on time. Partial. Your studies are already on the edge, and the bored student adds even more burden. Does not arrive home until 8 every night, and the salary is barely enough for nothing. I spoiled it, aiding it to a lifestyle that it cannot support alone. Is now seeing how hard it is to pass from luxury to nothingness, and especially because of me. She thought it was just a rich boy's tantrum complicating his life for a few days. But now something doesn't fit. I have stopped going after her completely. No matter how badly he treated me before, I always ended up crawling back. She just keeps quiet without reply. I smile. Is still waiting for me to put together a little number, a few days, and then come back crawling to compensate. I actually found it. I was also dispending without repairs after I was thrown out with nothing in my name. Those days left me with a footprint I can't forget. If you have always lived with the right thing, it may be endured, but if it alone, you knew the comfort, and then they take it away from you, all the pain is very different. Back then I would lie in bed every night. Without further ado, I was just dreaming. I was dreaming that Allah suddenly would come to his senses. He would see that I was innocent, and come looking for me, that he would accept me again. But I waited and never saw it. I didn't even believe in her until the day I died. And the only thing I received was the news that he was marrying someone else. And then the truth had set a trap. From the beginning they are not being easy for her either. These days, after all, I supported her for a long time. I don't need his pity, says Ella, squeezing her lips. If he still thinks I'll comfort him again, he's dreaming. If you want me to come back, let me beg. Maybe I feel quite sorry for him. Be a little nicer and throw him some money. I say this with a smile. Inside I only feel ice. Not that I'm going to forgive her, because she begs, but I want to see her on her knees in despair. Has always been very proud. I can't stand that expression on his face. Destroyed me in my past life. This time I won't make it easy for him, so I will give him hope, just to keep it going. Not to mention, she says cold. Turns and never looks at me again. I am in no hurry. After class I go to the teacher's office. But apart from the tutor, there is also the boss and 2 other professors in the course. Have prepared a new set of questions. When I finish, the teachers correct it together. The verdict is now. My note is solid proof that I did not traps in the monthly exam. The professor seems surprised. It is clear that he did not cheat. But why were his grades so bad before? I remember how lost I was for her. I was immature. I did not take my studies seriously. We recently hired a new tutor at home, and the result has been very clear. Perhaps only those who have already left school behind, for real, can understand how valuable this time is. The school is one of the few places where the real effort is rewarded when going out. Through those doors, the world shows you how brutal it can be. Back to the classroom, the class tutor and the principal enter together to announce the result. As soon as confirmed, I didn't cheat. Bree's face breaks down into pure panic. How is it possible? How come he didn't cheat? The teacher's expression is impassive. Attitude in this class is already a problem. Colleagues should be supportive in drawing conclusions. Rushed on someone who has improved is the worst blow that can be dealt. I hope everyone takes this as a lesson. And I look at Bree. I thought you would leave if he proved innocent. You're not going to back down, are you? Stuttered Bree. So it's backing out. It seems that to some people, cannot be taken at their word. Then don't place bets that Jack can't fulfill. Rian is playing as a mediator now that his friend is on the ropes. We are all classmates. No need to go that far. Shown for you. Was worried that he would take the wrong path. I didn't want to hurt him. Please give it another chance. As soon as Rian speaks, other students join in if the strike is too hard. I smile at the sight of those faces, so quick to give their opinion without costing them anything. They really bend to what Rian says. Whatever he says goes to mass. I turn to Rian. If you are so concerned about, why don't you unsubscribe instead of yourself? Ryan's lips are taut. Look at me. And in seconds his eyes fill with tears. As if I were stalking him. The rest of the class instantly turns against me. Bree is the one who went for you, no Rian. Why does he bring Rian into this? In fact, Rian defends it. You know that you treat all students equally. Now everyone is against me. Smile. Treats everyone equally. I wouldn't say so much if I were expelled today. I would have said one word in my defense. Of course it does, say Ran. I've always told people to be nicer. With you I can't stand your theater. I turn to Bree. Well, it does not have to go, but we all know what his word is worth. So how about this run? 20 kilometers for you. Bree looks at me in horror. 20 kilometers. Wants to kill her. Hardly has the ability to please. If you cannot, then pack your bags amok and sit down again. They still don't care about Bree. Stay or go. If it does not face consequences, everyone will think I'm an easy target. Has to pay. Okay, I'll run Spetabri, you're not just going to run. I say, since you are, you will hear your own voice. Hi for unfairly accusing me of never doing cheating so that the whole school knows what happened. Doesn't seem to go a little too far. Is making her humiliate herself in front of the whole school, compared to what she did to me. I'd say I'm being pretty merciful. After school, Bree runs its 20 kilometers. Is the price of keeping your place at school. Has no choice, I'm not going anywhere either. I sit on those steps right there. Looking at every turn, I don't plan to let her walk away. See her resistance is nowhere near that of hers. Runs slow and have to turn off is. On every turn makes it even harder. Soon after it is on the verge of collapse, Rian approaches me. Jack. Bree knows he was wrong, let it pass this time. It's not like Ella doesn't have that resistance. 20 kilometers could kill her. That is, what she says, is that if their rumors had led me to something worse, it would have been the fault. Fine, but you're fine, says Rian. Is not the type of person who would do something like this. I look at Rian. The afternoon light hits him from behind, leaving his face half in shadow, impossible to decipher. That slight air of superiority that I remember. Before death, Rian called me to rub it in. I still don't know if it had anything to do with what she did, but he knew it. I knew it all. Together they pushed me to death, and now has the brazenness to come and tell me what I'm out of line. You have a lot of face. How long do you plan to continue with that pose? Good guy. He really thinks I'm going to obey like the others. Attentive to every word you say. If you have any problems, go running. If she doesn't shut up when she sees that Ryan gets hit by her. Sorry, Dakina. Ryan was just trying to warn him. If something goes wrong, it will be your fault. I look at what this is. Saving his grandmother. Ryan looks her sideways. See how upset it is and put it aside. What worried him about his situation at home. Turns to me. Jack hates me and goes after my friends. It's because of her if she thinks I took it off very well. To keep it again. Rian says he too with harshness. Don't say that, I have no feelings for him. She rushes to calm Rian down. Both are so dedicated as penetrated, and I am like the third in discord. Bitter and calculating. I laugh, keep the lie. I am not dedicated to recycling. Before she respond to follow, about me harassing and opening the whole school, knows she came for me first. What I do now is almost useless if he doesn't want to run, can go, I don't stop her. I used to worry about being the good guy, maintain an image and not set foot on anyone, and where did that take me? I became the one they were ending up with. Trampling this time I will live for myself. I don't care what people think. She looks at me only once, and gives up and turns towards. Rian is hopeless. If something happens to Bryce she will regret it. Let's go. She grabs Rian by the arm and the body of Ryan walks away. But it can't take it anymore. After only 10 kilometers it collapses. She and Ryan warn and take her urgently to the hospital. I follow it. She looks at me with barely disguised satisfaction. Are you happy now? Absolutely. Why it would not. I took out my cell phone and called the hospital director. I have assigned the best doctors for your case and cover personally every penny of the medical expenses she and Rian had been looking for. Use bracing spell against me. Now they have nothing to say. Rian stays in the room watching Brie as he begins to wake up and prepares to leave. Okay, Brie, open your eyes. Brian gives him a soft pat on the butt. How it is located. Everything hurts me, says Brie, exaggerating it. I'm leaning against the wall, calmly drinking a carton of yogurt. The specialist has just examined it. Is perfectly fine. Its resistance is lousy. Doctors recommend. Do more exercise tomorrow at school. I don't understand. Complete the remaining 10 kilometers. Brie's eyes open wide and wide. Of collapsing, and he keep thinking about those 10 kilometers. He really is evil. He is trying to kill me. Calm down. Is not going to die. I say if is again. The entire team of hospital specialists will be there to assist you. Brie's face reddens with anger. Ab raise an eyebrow with a serene voice. What's going on? He's thinking of backing out. And always withdraw. Stop insisting. I have heard that his parents work in the Shinda group. I mean, Brie's eyes open wide. Meet his family. Has investigated me and what? Bree squeeze my fists. I will finish the race tomorrow. Well, medical bills are already paid. And just so you know, while those 10 kilometers are not done, even if snow falls, I will have the doctors revive her. I leave the room. He looks at me. As I leave, my cold expression makes me frown at the end. Her is fine. After putting serum on it and letting it rest a little, she and Ryan take her home. I don't stand idly by at home either. I take a picture of the proof of payment and medical report and shipments. To the class group, I have seen enough cheating in my life. I will not give anyone ammunition to use against me. Only after all that he finally lied down. The next day Bray runs. Obedient the 10 kilometers he had left. After all that has happened, does not dare to stage a scene in front of me as he used to. Any resentment you have will keep it from you. No longer points the finger at the others. Students also start looking at me differently, with a new shade of caution. Everyone saw what happened to him, the last one who messed with me. And on top of that it's lined. Get in with him and he will even pay you the hospital bill. They have stopped calling me, and to bring up my notes. But behind my back, continue to whisper that an older woman keeps me. Even someone uploaded it to the Institute forum with photo, and no one knows who it was. When I see him, the answers are already piling up. They no longer dare to face me on the internet. Is its only hiding place, hidden behind a screen. No one knows who is who. Monday afternoon. I have just left from school when I see two girls, beautiful at the door, wear the chung skirt uniform. Hi, Sophia wears the same uniform. So I recognize it immediately. A boy who is nearby can't help it. They are beautiful. That's Lil. Is on the Chuan tennis team. I used to only have eyes for her. I barely noticed the others. I had already heard the name of Lily, but I had no clear image of her. When I see her now, I see that she has a great figure. But in beauty, can't even reach the sole of Sophia's shoes. I really don't know what was going on in my life to reject Sophia like this by looking at her now. I realize how impressive it really is. Put it by anyone's side, and yet she always highlights my driver is already waiting at the entrance. I'm heading there when Lily stands up. Right in my way you are. Jack really looks at me with an undisguised smile. I say cold, who are you? I don't think we have seen each other. Lily's lips are curved in a smile. You are that high school boy supported by an older woman. Truth lately does not leave to appear on the Institute forum. Rumors have even reached our center. And of course they also say that it is not convenient to mess with me. The story of how I managed with Bria apparently has once again had everything detail that someone should throw it in my face. This is how it seems to me. Quite interesting. I'm not really upset. I ask calmly. Lily, true. Lily looks at me caught off guard, knows who I am. Is immediately replaced. I have heard that he used to really support her. You would not be interested in me, would you? I am not one of those who live at the expense of someone. Takes a hand to his chest. Dramatic as if to my knowledge, his name was a marvel. I look at his family is so poor that he cannot afford a miracle. If he really can't afford one, I will give him the money. Go and take a good look at yourself. Thinks I would be interested in you. I put the bag back in the pocket and leave. Lily stays there with her ego hurt. Excuse who speaks like this. I don't even look back. I get in the car. Lily stays there. And little by little a smile is drawn to him. Jack right. He has a lot of nerve calling me ugly. I won't forget him. When I get home, Sophia is there. She has been out for days. And Snowball finally appears. Hasn't seen her in days, and she is completely crazy with emotion. Has already ended everything I asked. Sophia gets up, and I look at her too. She is very beautiful. I thought maybe it bothered you. Give me private lessons, and that's why you left him. Lately I tried with other teachers, but none explains as well as you do. Not at all, says Sophia. Everything was a little hectic, so no need to explain. I am glad you are here. If you have any business to attend to, go ahead and take care of them. In my previous life, after all I put her through, yet he thought of me at the end. Even managed to get them to deal with of my body after what I did to him. A few busy days are nothing. Sophia nods lightly. Let's start studying. I say, and I mean it. We entered the office together, with a few days of difference, and I have put together a list of questions for her while I move forward with my tasks. Sophia sits next to me and watches. I've seen what has been circulating on the internet, of course, was somewhat hidden, thinking if I was taking it the wrong way, but looking at me now he realizes that we did well. The words of concern that had prepared go without saying. Sophia's phone vibrates, turns it, and looks at the screen. A message from Lilith. Sophia, you are coming to Thursday's tennis match, right? Sophia already promised, but to Lilith is always worried about him changing his mind. Sophia usually acts on impulse, responds with one word. As after the session it says this week I will be at his school. I look up in surprise. There is a tennis match. Is played on the Manhwa courts. Then I'll go there to cheer you up, I say. Sophia nods. Slightly remembers every time he had seen me before. I was always after her, without looking away from anyone else's eyes. Maybe I didn't cross my mind once. But now that hear me say that I will go and cheer her up as lightly as possible. Glimpse of a smile peeks on the corner of Sophia's lips. The game is Thursday afternoon. Even before it starts, the school is already full of expectation. Young women's tennis team, Chuan is really strong. People whisper. Lily has come to our school, and she is very beautiful. Please do not even reach the soles of our campus queen's shoes. She has it all. Beauty and notes. Your ratings are top-notch. plays very well the tennis and it is also very to the eye. Naturally not lacking in admirers. Brian has been in a bad mood lately. What he said about her father, a gambling addict still, Spies has seen people like this before. I have my nose in my book ignoring them all. Before if he had a game, I would have been the first to encourage people to win it. Looking at it now in retrospect it looks ridiculous, and with everyone talking about me and an older woman, the others are busy encouraging her, no one even bothers to include me. But someone comments, I have heard that Sophia is also in. Yang Chuan believes he will come. Sophia is the only one who surpasses Allah, always on exams his name, has left a lasting impression around the world. Probably not, rarely seen in this kind of thing. Seeing her in person is unusual. When hearing them talk about Sophia, Hila's countenance darkens. Moves with discomfort. His gaze glides slowly towards me. He sees me, absorbed in my book, and something in it disturbs it. He's not really going to come and cheer me up. Turns to me. It really helps you to study so much. I look up somewhat surprised that he talks to me. Of course, not all of us have his natural talent. Some of us should dedicate time to it. What bothers you? See me improve. Why it would bother me, says Allah. Well, I mean calmly, I'm already rich and quite attractive. If in the end my grades are better than yours and Rand's. Also what they have left, too. She lets out a giggle. Jack has improved, but barely made it into the top 200. The higher you go up the more difficult it will be. May fall all at once next time. They think I'm worried to go ahead and let him in. In the top 200 was already a hero according to her. To overcome her, not to mention that Sophia is above her. Perfect, that is pure talent. She has never managed to understand how Sophia's mind works, but Jack, no matter how hard I try, cannot exceed years of accumulated advantage. Who knows is say. No one can foresee the future. I don't have time for this, says Ella, getting up. I have to get ready for the game. Brian comes out. Is sitting nearby and captures every word between Ella and I. Have my fingers on her, tense without him realizing it. I'm supposed to be a kept man, and he is still trying to approach Ella. Is that it does not disgust him, but he makes a good face and comes closer. Jack, let's cheer her up. Would like to join. Since I cut off contact with Allah, the gifts that she has also stopped coming, used to give Ran. So Ran thinks it's better. Stay in his paradise. Cannot afford me to cut contact altogether. If I am still behind her, I will continue to spend money on it, and so the two of them won't be so fair. Lately she is being killed by jobs, part-time and barely earns enough to support itself. Can't even take it home anymore. I car every day as before. Compared to when I was holding it, the difference is enormous. And also Allah, you would never look at a boy rumored to be who sleeps with an older woman. Even though I still have feelings for her, Ryan has nothing to worry about. As soon as Ryan asks me about his proposal, I cut it in the bud. I am not interested. Ryan looks at me. Why? Actually he speaks well of you. You know, no matter what happened before we were friends. No need to put it so tense. I look up at it. I remember my previous life. How I gave the family business to Allah, with the only hope that he would agree to marry me. Then Ryan was doing exactly the same thing, saying Allah's praises every day so humbly. Not once did he seem worried about me taking it away from him. I thought Ryan was a really good person. Then I'd understood. If he cared, knew well where Allah's heart was, I would never love me but stay close to me. Meant that it could, to continue to get what he wanted, and so did he. Hearing Ryan now defend Allah, I don't believe a single word. I have my standards when deciding who I call friend. Ryan keeps quiet. The others, when they see me rejected, come to their defense. Let him. Ryan, why bother if he doesn't want to come? Let him, they will encourage her. I finish what I'm doing and go to the game. She has already changed and is wearing sportswear. Food in front of Ryan. His face is pure sweetness, but out of the school uniform, his figure is something else. Has always liked sports. Seeing her like this makes Ryan's cheeks blush. As soon as I enter, Allah's eyes find me. Did not say he was not coming. Ryan follows his gaze and sees me. Jack, I look at both of you so paralyzed without saying a word. I go straight to the stands looking for a good place. After a while I find a seat in the front row, purposely at some distance from Ryan and others. I have hardly sat down when instead of Sophia I see Lily, the girl from a couple of days ago. Lily comes straight to me. Jack, about what he told me the other day. Don't you think you owe me an? I let out a brief, cold laugh. I'm sure it wasn't you who started it. If she hadn't brought up the topic that they keep me, would not have said anything. Lily looks at me in a real bewilderment. How provoked. It is polite to say that someone is supported by an older woman. If it wasn't you, Then to whom should I have told? Lily shrugs her shoulders. Everyone is saying it. So if everyone said he likes girls, that would turn it into truth. Lily stands guard. Who said that? He really believes it. I can't help but laugh. Lily gives me a curious look and doesn't let it pass. Last time my name came up, I would like to stay with me. I'm speechless. It is clear that you have not yet looked in the mirror. Lily tries again. Between her and me, who do you think is prettier? May she be the queen of the Manhwa campus? But Lily trusts that she is not far behind. A smile. What attracts you to her? Lily cuts me before I can continue. I mean, I have a chance with you. You used to be so interested in her. Why don't you try it with me? Hair is pulled out, back gracefully, and winks at me. A close guy gawks. He is gorgeous. I have never seen such a cheeky before. Then a screech echoes throughout the chest. I look towards the entrance. Sophia has entered. All those who were looking out for Lily instantly divert their eyes. All eyes in the room go to Sophia. No one expected him to actually show up. As soon as Lily sees Sophia leave, completely our conversation and run to it. I see Sophia, and I can't help it. Smile. I greet her with my hand. Sophia sees me. Her expression remains serene as always. Lily stands next to Sophia, follows his gaze and sees me greeting with enthusiasm. Genuine. She sketches a smile. Mocking. So she doesn't like me because she likes it. Sophia, what a pity. Sophia has never been interested in any boy. Does not even give them a second look. Will be disappointed. Sophia and Lily are going to warm up, but all eyes are still on Sophia. She has not lost the expression on my face as soon as Sophia enters. I am practically a simp. She lets out a low and disdainful laugh. Rian really looks at me. Jack falls in love with Sophia. Actually, as soon as Sophia came in, Rian also noticed it. That attraction. But knows with Togol clearly that someone like Sophia is out of their reach is not only exceptional in everything but also his family has a position, solid, and is said to not even be interested in the boys. Unlike what happened to her, will not sigh by someone totally out of their reach. But I don't seem to have that level of self-awareness. A boy said to keep it. An older woman trying to reach the moon. Sophia's notes, and their economic situation far surpasses me, if he were still alive. Rian at least could understand it, but go after Sophia. You really can't understand that. She does not respond. I'm going to warm up. She thought I had come to see her. I happen to be here because of Sophia. She is consumed inside. She used to think that if I ever stopped watching her, I would only feel relief. I used to cling to her as if I couldn't push her away. Now that I have released it, is restless in a way that she did not expect. Has always seen Sophia as its biggest rival. During the time he lived in my family's house, realized that my father was planning to arrange a marriage for me, and the candidate was Sophia. At that time it was said, and if Sophia eclipses her in everything, the man with whom Sophia was destined to marry was a devotee, fan of hers. I didn't even look at Sophia. Every time he thought about it, he would delight himself. After enduring both, I felt it was the only victory that could save her. But now I have turned away, and my attention has been fully focused on Sophia. She cannot hide her discomfort. Bure is standing next to Rian is watching me, while I'm sitting in the stands. I bought some water, and I shared it with the kids around me. Some have talked about me behind my back, but we are not in the same class, so that's the way things are. Now that they have really spent time with me, are beginning to see that I am not bad. Except water. Her pants soften. Bree leans towards Rian. Is trying to win over people. Rian shrugs his shoulders. Sophia is here for sure. She wants to show off. Bree. Look at Rian in shock. Really try to go after Sophia. Sophia has gone out of her mind. His girlfriend, please. Who will love someone like him? After all that, I have never seen anyone to suffer from something like this so openly. And I just saw Lily talking to him. Is that he likes any girl who is half decent? Rian's Aspira has the means. He has not come here to study. It's still a little embarrassing. If I had parents who keep at bay, things could have turned out differently. Bree mocks. Pity, you are too kind. Always making excuses all over the world. Bree. Now he only dares to make fun of me behind my back. Not a word to the face. The women's tennis match begins. I observe carefully. Today's game is brutal from the start. Both Lily and her receive yellow cards in the first few minutes, leaving the public stunned. Games usually don't start with such tension. Arrived with only one goal, Sophia is determined to overcome it and get me to look at it again. You don't have to love me, but I can't stop loving her. Wants to prove that she is the one who deserves to be loved. But Lily appeared out of nowhere and went straight for her. For Sophia, this match is very easy. Is not even playing at its real level. Yan school team. Chuan is strong, but Sophia is in another league, even compared to them. After a few solid hits, begins to relax. I feel silent. Observing it all, its energy is completely different from that of others. She struggles to win and finds no opening. Sophia seems to have come to have fun in the first part. The player's rest area is right in front of where I am sitting. Sophia looks at Lil. Today is trying very hard, has realized that Lil focuses all his attention on Allah. That's not with her. One guy called me ugly. Lily says I should put on a show, make him see what I am capable of. Sophia assimilates it and keeps it in silence and says nothing. Lily runs out of water and turns. They see the stands, smiles and screams, "What do you think? Incredible truth. Your girl Ella, I have destroyed her." As soon as the words come out of his mouth, Sophia looks sideways. Lily does not know why, but suddenly the never gets cold in the face of his relentless energy. I notice that Sophia shows little enthusiasm for me. Right now, for example, Lily turned to look at me, but Sophia just sat there. Has always been reserved. Probably does not like to be the center of attention in situations like this, but the more it contains, the more interesting I find it. I smile and say loudly, "Sophie, you have been great out there." Lily hears me call her, and snorts. She leans towards Sophia. My partner is trying to get on my nerves on purpose. The other day, we had a brief argument, and he still holds a grudge. Sophia looks sideways at Lily. I really don't know. Turns to look at me, but if you look at it, his ears have turned quite red. In the second half, Sophia plays very concentratedly. In the first half, she and Lily had been in a shot and Dayaka intense, but in the second half, with Sophia on the court, she does not manage to return a single ball. The match ends with a crushing victory. Manhwa loses, and the one who takes the hardest hit is Ila. For a long time, people were talking about Sophia from Chuan and Ila de Manhwa in the same breath. The consensus general leaned toward the idea that they were at about the same level. Today's game settles everything important. She can't compete with Sophia. Every time Sophia marks, I lose my temper. I can barely stay in my seat. I never paid real attention to Sophia before. I had no idea what I was capable of doing. Looking back, the truth is that I was Ryan and Bray had gathered their people to encourage her to, are now sitting in silence, with nothing more to say. My grade is full of followers. Of Sophia, everyone around me is euphoric. And I am the one who is most upset of all, with their eyes fixed on Sophia. I'm almost screeching at the bottom. Murmur. Bree is that he doesn't even remember which high school he goes to. Luckily, Sophia would not pay attention to him twice. Otherwise, it would be physically disgusting. Bree barely finishes saying it when Sophia is just saying it. Runway exit. Walks towards the stands and stops right in front of me. As the guys around me approach, they react. "Hey, look at her, you are amazing," says Sophia at Agua. Her voice is like a soft breeze, delicate and I never imagined that a person could be so exceptional in every way, and also have such a voice. The boy closest to her quickly tends a bottle, but Sophia does not take it. He looks at me. I take a bottle and throw it to him. "You are really amazing." My voice comes out soft. Those few simple words are enough, so that under my gaze it may rise. I need the corner of Sophia's lips. Throw the bottle back and drink. Lil, ready to pounce and hang up, sees everything with his eyes wide open. What just happened? Has been making an effort all day long to impress him. And Sophia has suddenly appeared and taken over. The worst thing is that Sophia has never shown interest in no boy, always carries its own water to the parties, never interacts with students, keeps everyone alive remotely at the institute and everywhere else. And yet right now, Sophia could be for real interested in him. The idea hits Lily like a shock. Sophia runs out of water and says, "I'm going to change. Let's go home together after school." I sit clear. Sophia turns around and walks back. Lily stares at her with her jaw unhinged. Sophia knows him. Sophia says calmly, "I am courting him. Everyone says that an older woman keeps me, and Sophia just said that she is courting me with that word. Seriously, courts? Since when does Sophia have to woo someone? Normally it is enough for you, the slightest gesture of nodding, and anyone goes out of their way to be with her." When I notice that Lily is staring at her, Sophia asks, "What a problem with that?" Lily does not dare to have it. He never imagined that I was the one Sophia liked. Has been with me all day. And it turns out it was Sophia's boy. Remembering everything he had said before, in front of Sophia, Lily is eager to slapping each other in a hurry to apologize. "I swear I didn't know that. If I had known, I would never have acted like that with him, especially with your boy." Sophia's expression remains serene. Nothing happens. He was not interested in you anyway. Lily really says it was necessary. Seeing so serious Sophia, Lily asks, "Then what exactly are you two?" Sophia responds, "He has not yet fallen in love with me, he is my guardian, yes, but Sophia suspects that I have not really fallen in love with her, used to like Ila. Sophia may be just someone I use to annoy her. But if it can serve me in any way, it's fine with her. Being by my side is enough to make her happy." Lily assimilates what he said, Sophia, and gives me a look from the stands. I am standing there looking at her. All that breath I gave. Lily thought I was just a sycophant of Sophia. It turns out that Sophia is the one behind. The two persons in the center of everything. They are totally calm. Others go crazy about what they have just heard. The group chat explodes. Sophia really has feelings for Jack. Not so long ago, I was going behind her and she didn't even look at me. I couldn't even look at her. Errands as a servant day after day. And now who surpasses her in everything has been linked to me. She comes out of the wardrobe different and somber. Lost the match, and whoever defeated it was not limited to winning, crushed it. Ryan and Bree go behind, meaning something comforting, but they can't find the words. Are just as discouraged. A moment ago, we're sure that someone like Sophia could never take an interest in me. Then they saw her approaching me on her own initiative. Bree question. Is blind Sophia, how can she be interested in him? Does not know who Jack is. Ryan's expression is Pitria. He used to tell himself to do whatever I did. He would always choose him, but see. Today Sophia connecting with me takes her to the limit. Why someone like me who is already rich? Now somehow, so within the reach of someone like Sophia, maybe they didn't try hard enough. If today they had gone to cheer on Sophia, maybe it would be different. I come out of paradise. The guys who were sitting with me before look at me. Dak, you know Sophia. Palm seat. You are together. We're close enough to see it. The way Sophia looked at me was unmistakable. You can't help but ask, I don't say. We are only promise. I am fond of Sophia. Of course, but it's largely because of what I lived before. This time I don't know what he thinks of me beyond that. Of the commitment, after what happened to her, I dare not give for fact that he is not about to become the someone's phantom at the sight of their faces. Curious, I tell you that our families know each other. That's all they look at me. So his family is actually rich, we thought. I can't help but be supported by an older woman. Some of them appear guilty. That's what the publication said. That someone was picking me up on the way out of school. I laughed. Think what you want, it doesn't bother me, it's not true. And frankly, all this is just funny. As if I needed that someone would keep me. I bid farewell with my hand of the kids from the other classes, and back to my classroom. I go in and everyone stays looking at me. I'm used to it by now. I feel silent. The girl at the front table turns and looks at me, Kixley, with a tone loaded with passive aggressiveness. We have lost the game, and you seem perfectly happy about it. She and he are on the same team. Smile. You lost the game. I did. Why, I wouldn't be glad Sophia noticed me. I'm sure you feel quite special. He says. I let out a giggle. What's wrong? Upset because she didn't notice you. That makes her keep quiet. Turns around furious again. After a while she back with Ryan and Bree. She drops into her seat. I look at her. I can tell she's rage is about to boil. Always gets like this after losing against Sophia before. He supported her and shared your frustration. Now simply, I find the look in my eyes funny. Hila rests on me. She sees me smile, and her eyes get cold. Why he looks at me is say, did not have good skills. It's not my fault. She holds my gaze. She has lost. And instead of telling him a word of comfort, I am sitting here making fun of her. Feels terrible. Every time he lost to Sophia, I would buy him things, gave him gifts from that, encouraged him to get over the bad mood, and I told him that I was better than Sophia at everything. Now it's me who makes it worse. The doorbell rings. I pick up my stuff fast. I get up and go out to see me leave. Ila also stands up, takes his stuff, and follows me. Goes fast. Rian can't follow me. I only reach the landing of the stairs when she is just behind, grabbing me by the arm. I turn around and look at her. What are you doing? Ila. She stares at me with red eyes. I stop as soon as it manages to stay whole. Do you really think you are with Sophia? The question catches me, unsuspecting she never used to worry about it. What's wrong with the way he looks at me? As if it were me who had failed him. I extend my hand to remove the is from my wrist, but he is holding it tightly to me. I can't help but laugh. It wasn't me who I considered suffocating. She told me that every day that chased her, it seemed to her a nightmare. Those were his exact words. Just before he died. I didn't know, until he told me. All the love I poured into her disgusted her. It turns out that giving it all to someone does not make that valuable to that person. It was just a load. She stands still. Hearing me, he insists that he never said anything like it. Does not remember it at all. Of course I know that the she. In front of me he never said those words, but that doesn't mean he won't think about them. I let out a cold laugh. But you always hated me. Truth, if he didn't hate me, why was he so much with Rayan? Why did he give him my stuff? I treated her very well, and yet you treated me like a servant girl. By saying so, I managed to bring out a few tears. The truth is that I no longer feel anything for her. After all I have experienced, the only thing I have left is hate. I lived this once. There is no way I can love her again. But the Jack of my previous life spent his life, his love, desperately hoping that she would give him a little more. And in the end, he had nothing left but a miserable destiny. Every time I remember it, I am overcome with a smile. Wave and empty that pain assails me before I can avoid it. If I had not been given this second chance. The version of me she left in that apartment, ramshackled, how sick he must have been. Just thinking about it makes my eyes sting. She looks into my red eyes. He only came looking for me because I couldn't stand it, see me so close to Sophia, but this time, sees in my eyes something I had never seen before. Real pain. She never loved me. Who she loved was Ran then. Why my pain makes him feel that he has committed an unforgivable sin. It really hurt me so much I don't know. She says in a low voice, I don't want to talk about feelings. Even now she continues to make excuses. I raise my hand and dry my tears. I know he wants nothing to do with me. You and Rayan fit perfectly right. So whether he's with Sophia or Lily is none of your business. Does not mean anything else. My reaction has clearly led to his guilt. That I did not expect. As we continue face to face, Rayan and Bri have already appeared. Rayan is up in the dark, looking down at her and me. Stares at us, clearly surprised. From where it is, we are standing very close and she is still my hand. As soon as it appears, Rayan, something clicks in his mind and quickly releases me. I observe his instinctive reaction and sketches a bitter smile. Of course, seeing me with Sophia must have unsettled her. At the end of the day, her dairy cow has just left, but Rayan will always be the one who cares the most, and I can't wait to see how it works. Mess things up between them. I lower my head and say, so please don't come looking for me in private. I didn't want Rayan to get the wrong idea. Without waiting for an answer, I turn around and go down the stairs. As soon as I reach the end, those eyes, glassy and snow-filled, dry out completely. I do not have any reason to cry for a snake like her. Performance from above, it was just for a little fun, completely fooled me in my past life. This time I won't let her get away so easily. When it is at its lowest point, I will leave it alone for a glimpse, hopeful, the illusion that I still care. To see me go, Rayan slowly lowers the stairs, turns towards her. What exactly happened between the two of you? I thought I saw him crying a moment ago. I'm coming back. She says coldly. Is not in the mood for this, and has no idea how to explain any of this to Rayan. My behavior from before made something clear. I still have feelings for her. It was her coldness that pushed me towards Sophia. Maybe he should never have let me find out about his with Rayan. I have just left school when I see Sophia put in silence by the gate waiting for me. Has taken off his clothes, sporty, and now wears a school uniform. Lily is at his side. The two are patiently waiting. As soon as I appear, Lily sees me first, elbows Sophia. Your boy is already here. When he hears his voice, Sophia turns to look at my school grounds. Is overcrowded and all eyes are on Sophia. Seeing her on the court is one thing. To see her here like this is totally different. With the same uniform, Lily looks a bit simple. But in Sophia, the simple uniform and need is dazzling effortlessly. When he sees me, comes over and takes my bag without saying anything. By how it acts, it is clear that he really cares about me. It is not me who goes after her, it is mutual. So it doesn't look like Sophia. No matter what he thinks, no one looks at me. Let's eat first seat. She has not affected my mood at all. Does not deserve to have so much power over me. Lily smiles at me from ear to ear. Hello. I look at it with impassive expression. Upon perceiving my displeasure, Lily quickly retracts. Before I didn't know how to see his greatness. I didn't mean to turn me against you. Please don't be angry with me, really. Sorry to continue using that nickname, but I don't feel like arguing. I just turn to Sophia and ask, are you friends, with a clear indifferent nuance in my voice. Sophia looks sideways at Lily and says no. Come on, Lily protests at the moment. It's guilt. I apologize to you. You were the first person who told me to my face that he was being maintained by an elderly woman. I remember it perfectly. I was wrong. says Lily in a low voice as all those people on the internet talking. I'll go to the bottom and find out who started it. I will shout it for you, I swear. Sophia's family car has arrived. Sophia completely ignores Lily. Open the car door and watch me come up. Lily stays on the side of the road watching us go up. He greets us both with a courteous gesture. I will not hold it back, I will leave first. Until the next, I wish you both a life of happiness and a home full of children. Sophia rolls up the window sighing, don't pay attention to her. I didn't expect him to meet her. Sophia bends over and's my seat belt. We only play tennis together sometimes. The mention of tennis brings to mind his match. The way it moved. I can't help it because of the track. Sophia, you have been amazing out there. You have achieved so many points by yourself. You should have seen the look on her face. Sophia calmly accepts the praise. It's just not that good. If it weren't for her, would not even have shown up for that game. When I hear Sophia talk about her, I find it fun with so much frankness. I didn't think I could talk about someone like that. Although being fair, everything he said was true. You are really very extraordinary, I say. I still can't find a defect as you. Beautiful, your grades are excellent, and also this. All the kids who sat next to me today were totally cloaked in you. I don't know any of them, says Sophia, but of course not. I'm just saying you're extraordinary, but coming to my school so close to me, doesn't care what people say behind his back. And what? Sophia, look at me, what they would say. There are still people on the internet saying that an older woman keeps me in the institute. They also say so. My smile is not flawless. I don't care what Sophia says. I smile slightly. For his expression, it is clear that he already knew. The rumor has not mentioned it in the last few days. It could be that today I came in part to defend myself. The driver takes us to the restaurant. As soon as we sit down, my phone vibrates with a message. I open it. Is from Allah. 2 words, sorry. Jack stares at the screen for a moment. Really apologize, so he doesn't want me to go near Sophia. Maybe it's human nature thing. Even if he looked me over the mirror, as soon as I stopped going after her and looked at her and another person, panicked that he wants to eat. Sophia asks, anything is right for me. You choose first, Sophia asks, some dishes, and then remember that Jack likes food, and add a few more for him. Lately they dine together almost every night. Sophia, you know him well. Uncle Owen is not back yet. Has been very busy. S.A. sighing. Jack is weighed down by the issue. In his previous life his father died in a car accident just before his college entrance exams. Lately it is focused on improving your grades, and the time he can spend with his father is scarce. His father has always been like this. Even when Jack wanted to spend more time with him, there was never enough. But Jack has a plan when the time comes. We'll find how to stop his father from leaving that day. That should be enough to avoid the accident. Sophia watches Jack, chewing in silence with her eyes fixed on the table, absorbed in his thoughts. Has noticed that he sometimes misses his instinct tells him to hide something, but if he doesn't want to tell it, she will not insist. She returns home to meet her father, Steve. The same man who has spent the less time bidding waits for her in her room. When she sees her enter, his expression is cold. How things are going with Jack lately? Nothing is going on. She passed all the way home, thinking about how he felt about Jack. Now in front of his father his expression is at all. I told him I was going to earn it, and has not yet made it. When the voice of hers saw it, it becomes flat because I would have to beat anyone. He already fired me. I'm supposed to crawl back before him. Is that I have no dignity at heart? Seeing Jack with Sophia really hurts. There is a part of it that wants to recover it, but in the look at his father right now, feels grateful. She and Jack are no longer together. As soon as the sentence ends, Steve jumps in and slaps him in the face. Stupid girl. If you can't get me to come back to you, where are we going to get money from now? How much money you have on you, give it to me. Has lost everything at the table again. You can see it with the naked eye. She looks at it. Has once again bet. Don't mind my business, don't be like your mother, how disgusting. He bit up and I'll beat him up. When I was with Jack, money was never a problem. I could play whatever I wanted, and it didn't matter. But he had to mess with that nobody without a penny. And now look, he's let out a great piece of gold from between the fingers. Bring it back or I won't let it pass, Steve Sale. Made of fury as soon as he is gone, he checks the hiding place under his bed. The money he had kept there has disappeared. Has already found it. The apartment is small. Growing up alone with his father, has never had real privacy. Not many places to hide things. When I was with Jack I used to Lee set aside part of the money he was giving her. The university was approaching. There were expenses everywhere. Her father would not be useful, she could only count on herself, but still he found it when he comes back out. He is already gone. She stares at the threshold, empty, and then kicks hard at the wall after. Dinner. Jack and Sophia leave the restaurant, and see it raining. The driver takes Jack home and gives him an umbrella. Jack gets out of the car. Sophia takes the umbrella and walks it to the door. Okay, it's raining harder and harder. You should come back, says Jack. Sophia looks at him with sweetness. Good evening, his voice is soft. Jack looks at her again. With those bright eyes fixed in him, he feels his face is warming up. Rest you two until tomorrow. Sophia nods, picks up the umbrella, and gets in the car. Jack sees her leave and realizes that she really does. Being with her makes him happy. The car drives away. Jack is about to enter, when a familiar voice is its name. Jack he turns, she comes out of the shadows. Does not carry an umbrella, has no idea how long it has been. She's standing there, is soaked. Seeing her catches me off guard. What are you doing here? First that message. And now come in person. It looks like my little performance this afternoon affected her more than I thought. She looked at me just a moment ago, was smiling, but as soon as I see it, my expression turns cold. Are you really so happy with Sophia? Yes, I am, says Jack. She treats me well. Not like other people. She has always been cold with Jack. To see her almost tender like this is rare. Even though she knows she's cold from head to toe, even though he knows that all this is a farce, see one side of her that I have never seen before. Continues to awaken in him something strangely satisfactory. What does Ella ask? Jack, a slight smile appears on Ella's lips. So he really decided to compete with me. What again? And is money how, says Jack. He only looks at me like that when he needs money. Is going around a lot, he says, looking at him. I just wanted to see him. Turns around to leave. I'm going home. She turns around and walks around, and after a while, Jack sees her fall to the ground. Jack calls Aunt Chen. Rushes closer and stays, looking at the figure on the floor. Visibly shocked is not the lady. Ela, what happened to her? I don't know. Aunt Chen has collapsed. Holds the umbrella over her and supports her hand on the forehead. It is burning. He must have a fever. What do we do? We take care of her. We put her inside, says Jack. I take a doctor and put it in his old room. Aunt Chen asks hesitantly. There wasn't a room in which I used to, staying Uncle Steve Pongala. There for now, the room Jack used to give him was fixed in accordance with its own demanding standards. To let me have it now would be a waste. As things stand, the staff rooms are more than enough for her. Aunt Chen has her move into the staff room. Then they call the doctor. The doctor confirms that it is only fever, nothing serious. Let her rest. Jack is by the window looking into the courtyard. Tonight the rain will not. Sissa has already showered, but cannot sleep. A message from Sophia lights up her phone screen. I'm at home, replies Jack. I finished showering and then rested. Okay, good night. Jack puts the phone aside and falls asleep. The next morning, Jack goes down the stairs and sees that Aunt Chen already prepared breakfast. Sits down and asks about her. Woke up at dawn and left early. Jack looks up in real surprise. I thought I was still here. I told you to wait until you got up. But he wouldn't listen to me. That girlie never know what's on her mind. Came out to me too. Says Jack. It is impossible to understand. Aunt Chen looks at Jack with tears. If you ask me, this Sophia is much more suitable for you. Young master, please keep your distance from him. But from now on, worries about him returning again. To be a fool in love. Jack laughs relaxed. Last night I just got upset because he collapsed on my door. I did not want to bear this bad omen on my conscience. Aunt Chen smiles well relieved. Since Jack stopped being a fool in love, she stopped worrying like before. The young master spoiled has really matured. By the time Jack arrives at school, he has gone home there, changed and returned. When he sees Jack enter, keeps his head down, and says nothing, has returned to its usual coldness. Jack thinks he has a lot of nerve. Last night almost saved his life, and she can't even thank him. Drops into his seat and ignores her instantly. For real, she believes that he is still the same puppy. Skirt from before. When the class ends, Rian is approaching. He and Isla go to a board meeting together. Student Rian looks at Ella while walking. He's feeling better today. She's looking at him out of the corner of her eye. I'm fine. Losing yesterday's game was not really the problem, but Rian has been itching to see her with Jack. She does not say nothing after Steph took his money yesterday. Since then his mood has been bleak. Ryan sees that he is not speaking, and breathing deeply. If you want to be with Jack, I really support you, yes. Is spinning around too much, she says. Looking at Ryan, I have no feelings for Jack. I will not go back to him. I can't stand to see him walking around with Sophia as if nothing happened. I don't want them to go peeing so easily. Ria nods, welshing no matter what. I will always be on your side. She nods just one. Then think of his father, using it to swindle money from Jack's family. Not to mention that she participates in it. Steph has no limits. She always knew. Refuses to allow him to use it as an instrument. That's why he left Jack's house as soon as he woke up. This morning she wants nothing more to do with him. In the following days she spends all his time with Ryan. Stop hovering around Jack. Jack does not dedicate a second to them. Focuses on his classes every day. In his spare time, check real estate ads and buy tea. Prices are still low. Later on, they will shoot up one afternoon. Jack leaves school a little later than usual. Stay to finish some homework when he leaves. Young Jack is almost empty the school door. As soon as it comes out, someone calls you. Look up and see Steph. Uncle Steph says Jack has come to see Ella. Steph looks at me. I am just checking how it is. That girl is a disaster. They've been giving him a good reprimand lately. It's his fault he had to go after that guy. Brian has no idea what is in his best interest. Don't be too hard on her, says Steph. I'm not angry, answers Jack. Jack notices Steph's scruffy appearance and, frowning at me. Just then she and Ryan leave school. Seeing Jack and Steph together, she can't help but what are you two doing here? The last time Steph took his money. Disappeared. Diaz is back. So again he doesn't have a penny. Steph gives him a derogatory look. I talked to my son-in-law, it's none of your business. Go away. She looks into Jack and you. Wyatt is still standing there. Who really wants to be his son-in-law? Look at yourself in the mirror first, get out. She unburdens herself to Jack without dressing up. Jack already knows that she has never been affectionate with him. But even so, vehemence catches him off guard. He stares at that woman every time. It takes him a few seconds to recover. He thinks he is too much. Who would like to have something to do with you? Responds abruptly and leaves. Steph yells in his back. Do not worry, son-in-law, in a couple of days I will send her to look for you. I will put this girl in her place when we get home. Tries to follow Jack, but she gets in front and gets out of step. The fulmina boils with her eyes in anger. What do you think you are doing? You don't make an effort, and now it holds me back too. We finally had you here, and you chased him away. Is that he can't do anything right? Jack is already in the car. See through the window how he blocks Steph with a tense face. Stop coming to my high school. I'll come when I feel like it. Steph, where the money is? You do not know how to earn money. I have nothing, says Ella. You took it all last time. Was my college fun? So what has he been doing? The question got Steph mad when she had Jack eating out of her hand. He did not have the slightest complaint. He didn't care that she was with Ryan every day. Because Jack didn't seem to mind either. But now everything is different. Jack has stopped supporting her because of Ryan. Steph can no longer afford to let things happen. This is my problem, and I'll take care of it, says Ella. Go home, I have to go on my turn. One turn. Steph raises his hands in exasperation. Is the only thing he knows. How much you are paid per month in that miserable job. He would be better off if he got Jack back. Look what he has done has scared him away. And if I don't like you, it's my right. Steph raises his hand, but then remember that they are in front of a school. We will finish this at home money now. If I don't get anything, I'll go find Jack myself. You heard me, for money. You are just like your mother. The face of. She is made of stone, and I don't care if you live or die. She gets on the bus at the bus stop and doesn't wait for Ryan. Steph sees her leave in a rage. Lowers our eyes to the few hundreds in his hand. That daughter of yours is becoming increasingly difficult to control. Ryan had gone out with her, but seeing how the scene unfolded, he fell behind. Looked from afar without daring to intervene. Only when they both leave does he come out. I had only met Steph as a driver. I had no idea he was Ella's father. And that he came here to demand money when he has nothing left as much to assimilate. He thought that intervening would only complicate and make everything more uncomfortable, so he stood aside and waited. Jack sat in the car for a while before telling the driver to start. Remember how she gave him a huge fight and almost laughed. Doesn't even love her, and yet she is concerned that he may marry her. Just because his father said a few kind things. Jack comes home, and Aunt Chen Smiles, welcome back, young master. Jack lets out a slight Who disliked him? Asks Aunt Chen. She captures her mood immediately. Nothing. Only one person of evil. I can't wait for Sophia to arrive and bring her up to the office. Lately, Sophia has been arriving later than usual. Jack does not know what is slowing her down. She has barely climbed the stairs when Sophia arrives. The young master, it's a little weird today. Sophia frowns. What happened? Aunt Chen denies with her head. Has not said it, but it has to do with her. She is the only one who gets him blocked like this. Sophia goes upstairs and opens the office door. Find Jack in front of the computer by watching the most popular Christmas comedy sketch of this year. Looks attentively and laughs for real. Sophia approaches and sits in the free seat next to him. Jack, look out the corner of your eye, you are already here. Sophia holds her gaze. I'm late. You have also been busy lately. Used to arrive early on a daily basis, and I always left school before Jack. But lately it seems that as soon as it is mentioned, something is occupying her time. Sophia. However, it will not affect our sessions. I will always make time to come. And your grades have been improving a lot lately. Jack Lamirat is planning to study in the capital city, after true. The question catches Sophia off guard. The truth is that his family has long pressed her to leave. But she stayed. She looks at him. How I knew it. Jack smiles slightly because I have already experienced it once. But all that happened after university entrance exams. Things I didn't tell him. Then he didn't even think of leaving. She chose a local school. So he also stayed. Actually, his notes in that life were enough. I asked to enter one of the two best, but decided to stay in Jumpville. Jack never understood why. Maybe he couldn't bear to leave here. Maybe I couldn't bear to leave Ryan. She never hid anything from him, but she didn't tell him anything. And then his father died around that time, and everything was worse. I'll go, says Sophia. But probably after the exams are over. Believes that my notes could get me into a school in the capital city. Sophia looks at me and nods. Yes, if he really wants to, he can get. Jack closes the video on his computer and stretches himself. Then that is the objective. Sophia, a little surprised, wants to go to the capital city. I just want to give it all, says Jack. I have been given a second chance. Better at High Point. If he doesn't even dare to dream it, no luck in the world will make him fall from the sky. Sophia watches him with that familiar confidence back in his eyes. You are feeling better. She took me out of Quisho, admits. Jack summarizes briefly what happened at the school door. Is not absurd. I never said anything about marrying her. He behaved as if he was going to drag her to the altar, and then he rides me. Such an amazing scene, likes Ryan. No one else is desperate for her. It's my fault. I used to be blind and made him think it mattered so much. Sophia looks at him and says in a low voice, Jack is the best option. Too good for someone like her, Jack, hey. Those words, and it becomes just to see that she looks at him with serene sincerity. His face lights up before he can avoid it. My God. Believed that his heart had died somewhere in his past life. But when Sophia talks to him like this, something incredibly shy is stirring inside you. It takes him a long time to recover. Talks to everyone like this. It doesn't say, Sophia, I don't say things like that lightly. Then that means I am different for you. Sophia gets a stiff ass about it. Looks away and adopts a serious gesture. I promise the guy, and take good care of him by mentioning his father. Jack is coming a little low. Is really too obedient for his own good. If your family to tell you that in the future, you have to be with someone else, you would also accept it without further ado. Sophia turns to look at Jack. His expression is difficult to interpret. Seeing that the question reaches him very deeply, Jack downplays its importance with a gesture. Forget it, I was just joking. Don't take it so seriously. Makes me feel like I'm picking on you. Jack has the feeling that Sophia, maybe she really has no feelings for him. Sophia, there is someone who likes it. Sophia is puzzled by the question. Why are you asking me that? Just out of curiosity, says Jack. Your agreement with my father is your business, but you will have their own feelings about it. If there is someone who really likes, do not force yourself to say. Sophia, look at Jack for a while before you speak. Lately we have spent every day together. Is getting tired of me. A glimmer of pain appears in his eyes. Jack stands up. I'm going home. That's not what I meant. I wasn't trying to push her away. Hey Sophia. Please don't get like this. But she's already gone. The aunt Chen sees her coming down the stairs. Miss Sophia, I'm leaving, says Sophia with the tense gesture. Of course, take care of yourself, answer Aunt Chen. Jack goes down the stairs and sees that Sophia is already gone. Aunt Chen looks at it. What happened? Again he got angry, murmured Jack. Just trying to chat how he manages to get offended by everything. Is Tan susceptible? Just as Jack is about to go after her, Aunt Chen is arrested by the people of the management company of Finkiss said it would happen soon. Jack recalls that he is involved in operations, real estate, is controlled and stays to deal with. First of all matters when he returns home after his term. Stev is still there. At another time he would have been gone, but he came back empty-handed. Searched the apartment, looking for money, and found nothing. Is now sitting there smoking when he sees Ella enter. Dave says, "You have worked all night and what have you brought?" "A few coins if you give me 1,000 a month, that's still a lot. So it is not worth and the diameter of a nail compared to what Jack would give you everything I earn by myself," says Ella. "And what is the use of so much effort would not gain in a lifetime what it is that which Jack would give him that he would not be go to your head just for working hard. This world is all about money and contacts. Remember when he lived at Jack's house, the life we had then. Look at us now, I won't do it," says Ella. "And is not afraid that one day he will label him a scammer and take him away. It will ruin your life, I just won't drag myself with you." She turns to look him in the face. "You talk about family, money, and status. Then why as a parent did nothing to build that?" Stev stutters. Surprised then recovers, "I have been unlucky." "Agree. And your mother a woman all the time. That's what sank me, that's why I pushed you towards Jack. What does Ryan have to offer? You would marry him and spend your life surviving just fine with the family. Jack is lined up and that guy was crazy about you. With a little sweetness on his part. It would have been like plasticine in his hands. I don't like it," she says, "and I won't be with someone I don't like. I understand what good it is to like someone. I don't ask him to fall in love. I ask you to get your money. What's the problem?" "I won't when I think of Jack. Knows they were never destined to live in the same world. Simply refuses to walk that road with him. Cannot deny that life was simpler when he was around, but seeing his father gloating like this turns your stomach. Made her mother leave, abused her all her life. And now wants to live at his own expense. All he does is bet the money. Such a man deserves nothing." Steve makes fun if he didn't have that face. Believes that someone would even look at you if your nuts. They are good, but mine were not bad either then. Oh, and there is nothing special about it. His grades on exams at the time, they weren't even as good as mine. Has only come to where he is because his family had money. Her expression hardens completely. Enters his room and closes the door. Steve stands outside ranting for a while. She makes a roll with a paper handkerchief and puts it in his ears. The next morning, at school, Jack sees her enter. Has a visible mark on its face. Jack stares at her. What happened to him? Someone has hit him. Remember yesterday's scene with Steve? He really hit it when he got home. She sits down. Those who notice it remain silent. Ryan also sees her. The injury shocks him. She sits in silence. Jack looks at her. That girl always with bad luck. Cannot help it. Your father hit you. She turns to Jack with a cold face. Who wants to help me again? Very well then. Give me a few million. Has accumulated a lot of gambling debts. With a few million of his own, I will go out with you. What do you think when you speak? His eyes are full of mockery, as if laughing at my stupidity. Is a look that makes one's blood boil. I just asked a simple question, says Jack. You pass straight to talking about millions, and on top of dating me. What's the point? So stay out of my business. She looks away with her head down. The truth is that it was not his father who hit him. Early this morning some debt collectors showed up at the house looking for Stev and her, was caught in the middle. He was warned to order the money. When he lived at Jack's house, none of this would have happened to his father. Then he had a salary, decent, and Jack's money kept coming in. Even when Stev took money from him, I never left her completely with nothing. She spent freely on purpose. Spends freely, just because he doesn't want to give all the money to his father. Compared to those times, the life he leads now is a disaster, but refuses to approach Jack again. If I did what Steve wanted, hitting Jack hard and squeezing me, fears he will end up like his father. Jack looks at her with a warm expression. I really do care about you. The word you care catches him off guard. She looks at him. Jack's smile is accented. I care how you are. As soon as I hear he is doing badly, I remain totally calm. That warm and sincere expression saying the most exasperating words one can imagine. Next time your father comes after you, add Jack. Tell me I would love to be there to encourage you. She pulls out all at once, his textbook with murderous expression. has finally passed its limit. It is now. He really thinks being with Sophia is going to make him happy. Really. She is out of his reach in every way. Someone like her approaching someone like you. There has to be a hidden purpose. Jack squeezes the dog. What happens between Sophia and me is none of your business. Jack looks at Ryan, sitting there writing diligently. Normally it would have been rushed to see how Ella was doing. But today he hasn't even looked at it. Is just focused on studying, says Ella. Of course, says Jack. And when your father showed up yesterday, he was there staying on the sidelines. She tell me she's not about to be left. And then he would also leave. Ryan has always been smart, never leaves falling nothing that could hurt you. Me to her. Everything goes in his face, but Ryan must have serious reservations about this parent, your player in the previous life. Their love story, it only worked because the family of Jack silently carried the weight of Bo. Then she had unlimited funds to take care of his father. Now that Jack is cut ties, the cracks in her life begin to be seen. In that other life something like this would never have happened to him. Jack had solved everything before it happened. Now Jack's words make her do not know where to look. As Jack predicted, Ryan does not come to look for her after class. Seems busy. Brace approaches and just by looking at her, he notices her. Sorry, what happened to your face? He half thought, is an exemplary student. Something like this seems too unbecoming of her. She just says it's nothing. Bree looks Jack out of the corner of his eye, and then comes back to her. We should tell someone needs help, Jack Mira. How Bree turns to her, and wonders out loud what has Ryan so busy. Bree looks sideways at Ryan, and tells me that he has been preparing a speech for an assignment by the professor. Why, I say coldly. So it is busy. In the meantime, she is sitting here, injured, and he didn't even bother to look at the Bryce Tensa. That's up to them. They know what they are doing. And what does that mean? Ryan cares more than anyone else. Is the person most devoted to her. Even plan to apply for a place at the same university. Not that you were going to make it. No matter how much money his family has. Cannot pay to pass the university entrance exam. While Bree speaks, Ryan is sitting nearby, listening and wishing to cover his mouth with his hand. Has been trying very hard to get through, unnoticed, and there's Bray, chattering and attracting again all attention to him. I turn to her. To which university you intend to apply for a position? In his previous life, she and Ryan ended up at Bill College. But Jack always had hearts. Why she settled with that if I could have gone to one of the two best. Then he thought it was because of Ryan. She looks at him. Why you want to know it alone? Says Jack smiling. I thought I did know which university you were going to. You two, maybe I could also apply for a place there. It would be nice if we were all in the same center. Not so I could see with my own eyes. If your thing is serious. Is serious, Brie. Your notes are nowhere near up to his. Do you really think you can keep up with them? You have improved, but you are not even in the top 10 of our class. Believes it can enter the same center as them. It seems that she shares this opinion. Looks at him almost dryly. Let's go for the first two places. Come with us if you can. She really wants to be in the top 2. Enter the capital means escaping from Steph and his harassment and perhaps find his mother. So the University of Jumpville ruled out, says Jack, very surprised. Why would I settle for Jumpville? She says. Maybe that's your roof, mine is not. Okay, says Jack smiling. For me, also go for the first 2. April seems to you funny, but it contains itself and says nothing more. Worries about going overboard and in fact, angering Jack by sitting next to Ryan again. Jack is too much. Whispers he says he wants to get between the top 2. You won't really think your grades are so good. Truth. Ryan looks at Jack in his day. I was hoping that Jack would have feelings for her again, but Sophia's arrival makes it look like it. Less and less likely. His eyes rest on Jack, turns to Bray. Tell me, do you think Jack still has feelings for her? If so, it would be ideal. If Jack still liked it, she at least Steph. I would stop going for school, mounting scenes, and she would have money again. Bray hears it and squints. If he thinks of going back to her, I'll tear it to pieces. Ryan looks sideways at Bray. Having a friend who understands nothing is never exhausting. She and Ryan go on their date that afternoon. When they are alone, Ryan turns to her. That wound that happened was made by your father. She does not say that some people came looking for my father. There was a kidnapping for money. Brian saw enough to tie yesterday. Tabo, she nods. Brian looks and breathes to gather the courage to speak his mind. She can't go on like this. Have you thought about asking Jack for help? What help? She looks at him confused. She was not giving you private lessons. Maybe I could do it again. I admit that we were not very nice to him before, but he is still a rich young lord. We should be a little nicer to him. You probably wouldn't mind having another tutor. He does not say firmly. I don't want that. Jack has already fired her. He is not going to beg. Maybe without a pen, but still retains his pride. What's wrong with that? Says Rian. You would only give him private lessons for money. You would earn more than by working in the and you would have a form to face his father's situation. There is something about Rian pushing her towards Jack than her does not lie. He would really like me to give him private lessons. Rian smiles, because he would bother me. You have no feelings for him, and for Jack to be able to spend money on you is probably the best thing of your day. Everyone at school, he knows he is now very close to Sophia, she says. If I go back to him now, what image would I give? I won't do things I don't want just for money. Brian opposes. Sophia will find out about the rumor sooner or later. When he does, you won't want to hear from him. I would only contact him as a friend. It's the most normal thing to do. And does not want watching him crash with Sophia, right? She keeps quiet. Sophia does agree on this. She is impressive in everything. But this is an agreed relationship. Sophia probably doesn't really care about Jack. To see their silence, Rayan cautiously insists if he does not know how to come up with the issue. I'll go talk to Jack myself. I will ask her to readmit you as a tutor. Trust me, I can make it work. She, no matter what happens, has to finish high school. With his father in this state, I'm not even sure I'll graduate. She looks at Ryan, but is still restless. Feels like something similar to anger goes up. Thinks it can't get by without Jack. I didn't mean that, says Ryan. Jack only acts like this for me to react. But I will not stoop for him and my father. So if I go to see Jack and get him into this, what kind of person does that to me? Without waiting for an answer, he enters directly into the meeting room. After that afternoon's physical education class, Jack say, away from the group, and rest in the shade of a tree. Rian is quietly approaching. Why you are alone? Question in a well-intentioned tone. Jack looks up. With a single glance he realizes that Ryan wants something, and what do you think? I have other friends here. Since he got into a fight with her and Ryan, no one else wanted to approach him. No charm. Both are popular and well received everywhere, but Jack doesn't care. If he was really concerned about to push him away like that, he would have lost his mind by now. Ryan sits next to Jack and observes the sportswear. Clearly Face thinks Jack really has money. Hello Jack, could you ask him something? Go ahead, says Jack. Rian takes a deep breath, would be willing to let her return as your guardian. Jack stands aside in silence a little longer. Why she is having a hard time. You know what happens to your father? I know it, says Jack, and that has to do with me. Help her, says Rian with sincere. If this continues like this, it will get worse for her. Not that he lacks money. I promise you that he will take private lessons. Seriously, I will even help him teach him as well. Your grades will go up, and then we will be able to ask for a place in the same center together. That Jack has the real talent to get in. It's something else, but when Eli's exams are over, free practice and none of this will be a problem again. Jack looks at Ryan in silence. Rian stirs uncomfortable because he looks at me. So do I look like an idiot to him, says Jack. You and Ella are very happy together, and now you come to ask me to hire her from your Torah. You think I'll only pay him a salary, and I'll end up keeping them, both of us again, like the idiot he was. Ryan squeezes his lips and keeps Jack's gaze. For you it's not even that much. Once spent hundreds of thousands on his birthday. That's called a rilla. I would prefer donate every penny to build schools in the poorest mountain villages, rather than give her a single cent. I have finished spending money on it. As said what he said, Jack watches Rian after saying so. Is surprised that Rian has really come to ask you. Must have required considerable determination. He really feels no shame. Rian talks. If the reason he hates her so much is for me and for her,